Alright, and here we are. Welcome everyone. My name is Jeff and today we are doing our very first episode of our Dark Souls 1 lore series. So again, greetings everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Let's switch into the game screen right now. This is the first time I'm streaming Dark Souls 1 on the channel, so please let me know if the sound is too much or not. I realize now that I haven't properly set the game's sound. But yeah, here we are. So this is a slow-paced playthrough where we, well, play through the game, reading every item description and trying my best to complete every NPC quest to gather as much content as we can and possibly talk as much as we can about this game's lore, about this game's story. This beautiful game right here. Once again, let me know if everything sounds alright on your end. I couldn't figure out whether I should start with character creation or not, but then I figured why not, you know? So this is going to be a faith playthrough. So I am going to start with a knight, and let me just say right here and there how much I like this little detail here. All of the classes have short item descriptions, right? I really like this. Thankfully they returned with this little tradition in Dark Souls 3 and from what I can tell in Elden Ring as well, but it wasn't in Dark Souls 2 sadly. I mean, there is a short class description in the S2, but they are more gameplay focused if that makes any sense. But here we get a little bit of lore, I feel, for each character. So a knight is a low-ranking knight. High HP, solid armor, not easily toppled. So that basically means we start with good poise. And we are indeed a low-ranking knight. For our gift, we have the Old Witch's Ring. A mysterious ring given to us by a witch. I wonder what it does. And our build will be average because the others look kinda weird, I think. We hail from Tolerund. We are a Tolerund knight, a member of the Way of White. Faith in the world of Dark Souls, which is very, well, faithful to Lord Gwyn. Let's see, our hair is gonna be swept back, I believe. And I would try to go for some color here. Let's see, some good color, I mean. I think light brown should be okay. And I will actually customize the character further. You can't do much with the Dark Souls 1's character creation system, but I will try my best to make something decent here. So I don't think I should mess around with these here too much. Maturity. Can I make us a bit older? Okay. Yeah, our color just changed for some reason. Yeah, this character creation is quite weird. But I will try to mess around with it just a little bit. If nothing, only to show you guys how much you can do with it actually, because it's so difficult to mess around with that people tend not to use it very much, but you can actually do a lot with it. Let's give us a bit of a mean expression. This will increase overall brow height, right? That's okay. Eyebrow density, let's make it dense. We are a bush-browed guy. Eyebrow thickness. Lower brow, outer brow. Interesting. Alright. That's okay for the eyebrow, honestly. I would like to give us a bit of a beard actually, which is very hard to do in Dark Souls 1, but it is actually possible. Let me show you. So I also like to do a very little bit of... I refrain from calling it roleplay, honestly, but to at the very least think about a backstory for our character, right? Who was our character? And that is actually in our... Here we go, this is the beard. This is actually said in our class description. And we can actually start talking about the lore right now. As you guys know, probably, the Way of White, at least during the time of Dark Souls 1, had the habit of sending their clerics into missions, basically, to retrieve kindling. Except later we find out that that's actually done to get rid of undead clerics, of undead members of the Way of White who have, well, gone undead, who have turned undead. That happens to Paladin Leroy, who knows how long ago, right? And it eventually happens to Rhea of Tolerund as well, and to her bodyguards. I like to think that something similar happens to our character here. Except we are a low-ranking knight of some lower-class family from Tolerund, right? A minor noble family, basically. So we aren't important enough to be sent on a holy mission to gather kindling. Instead, we just got shipped off to the asylum to rot away, basically, which is why we start at the undead asylum. Okay, this looks decent. I mean, as decent as is possible with Dark Souls. Except when I come back, my skin color will be, yeah, extremely pale for some reason. This tends to happen. We just turn into a ghost. So let me try to fix that, and then we should be good to go. Customize entire color tone. Dark? Give us a bit more color. Yeah, there we go. That's slightly better. Do excuse me for a second, chat, before we hit start. Let me do a very quick editing to the stream right now. To the stream's description, I mean. But yeah, this is our character, and this is going to be a pure faith build. So most of our points are going into faith, actually. I will be aiming at 50 points of faith. Although I think it's unlikely that we will get that much before we finish the game, you know. Let me throw some tags in here, because I realized I completely forgot to do that. You can probably hear me typing right now, but that's okay. Alright, seems we have some people in chat. Welcome. Okay, that should do it. Alright. So we are back to the game. So yeah, this is our character here. We have to name our guy, right? Can I name myself Sir Antonius? Oh, I can actually. I do have enough space for that. Cool. We are from Tolerund, so I tried to come up with a name which made sense. Welcome to the newcomers. This is the Dark Souls 1 Lorethrough, and we are just about to begin. So I'm not gonna talk too much during the intro cinematic, so we get to enjoy it basically, because it is a good cinematic. But yeah, let's do this. Start the game with this character, yeah.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed.
I'll take the time to sip my coffee.
Fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire.
Then there was fire.
And with fire came disparity.
Awesome.
Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
This line never gets old, you know. I never get tired of hearing it.
Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame.
They being whatever existed before fire came around, right? The proto-humans or...
the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of chaos.
Pyromancy.
Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights.
Love the Silver Knight armor too.
And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten.
The furtive pygmy. May or may not be Manus, as we will see later.
With the strength of lords, they challenge the dragons.
This sword is beautiful, by the way. I think it's the Silver Knight's sword, right?
Mighty gods peeled apart by stones.
Yeah, kill those dragons.
Witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more.
Awesome. Awesome cinematic.
Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade.
Check the size of the kingdom though, that's huge.
Dark will remain.
Only dark will remain indeed. Or it should, that's how it should go, right?
Even now, there are only embers.
Except Gwyn didn't let it.
And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Some people say that the lady in the cinematic is grabbing an ember and placing it on the corpse in front of her. Which is interesting to think about. Is she like creating an undead right now? Not likely, considering that now we understand what is the curse, right? Cinema,
Yes,
absolutely
indeed.
cinema, yes.
The dark side brands the undead.
Hello, Mateus, by the way.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north.
Led to the north to rot away.
Where they are locked
Poor guy.
away to await the end of the world.
And this is where we are, chat. Locked away. In the northern undead asylum. There we are.
This is your fate.
Look at this boy. Look at this man. This magnificent man. He's gonna save the world, you know. He doesn't know it yet, but he will. Or, well, depends on what you mean by saving it. Perpetuating the Age of Fire at the very least. What's this? Someone dropped a body in here. Who is that? Cool armor, by the way. Well, better check it out. Poor Sir Antonius, yeah. A knight of the Way of White who turned undead and wasn't important enough to be sent on a holy mission, so he was just silently locked away. I like to think our character is a bit of a fanboy of Paladin Leroy, which should make something quite interesting towards the end of the game. If you know, you know. Most of you know, I assume. But yeah, here we are. We are locked. We can't get out. It's locked. We can't leave. Let's check our items. What do we have here? Straight sword hilt. The hilt of this lost sword was found discarded in the undead asylum. Only slightly better than one's bare hands, and not recommended for extensive use. Be certain to find a replacement quickly. I would like to. I'm working on it. And then we have our armor here, which is actually quite good for a starting set. Helm of a lower rank knight. Despite the thin metal used, the grooved texture gives it added protection. Which, slight nerd curiosity there, actually makes sense. The reason why armor has like, well, grooves, you know, it's because it makes weapons slide off of it. In real life anyway. So yeah, there you go. And we also have this mysterious ring, which, if you wanna think about our character's backstory, may or may not be related to why our character was locked away in here. Old ring from an old witch, engraved minutely with indecipherable script, but seemingly useless. It has no effect on our character. I imagine it wouldn't do wonders for a knight's reputation, especially a knight of the Way of White, to be found out having this ring, you know, in his possession, so maybe that's why he's locked away in here. Who knows? Well, that guy dropped a corpse in here, so let's pick it up. Dungeon cell key. What does it say? Opens dungeon to Undead Asylum in the north. Key to the dungeon of the Undead Asylum to the north. A mysterious knight, without saying a word, shoved the corpse down into the cell, and on its person was this key. Who was this knight, and what was his purpose? There may be there may be no answers, but one must still forge ahead. So the game is ushering us to press on, to forge ahead. And, would you believe it, that key opens this door. And just like that, chat, we are free. Just like that, chat. So yeah, before we go, quick disclaimer. I will not be unequipping my armor, okay? Yes, I am fat rolling. I am aware of it. Hello, Deficiency, welcome. Good to see you here, man. But yeah, I will not be unequipping my armor, alright, chat? Embrace the fat roll, is what I say. Could I call myself a knight if I took off my pants for the sake of fast rolling? I don't think so, chat. I don't think so at all. So, let them see. Let them see my fat roll. I will not unequip my armor. Not for now, anyway. I am obviously going to invest points into endurance so we can carry more weight, but for now, let's play around with this, because when do we ever get the chance to do it, right? Oh, and second, veteran players, you might recognize a strange icon under my stamina bar. That's the Dark Souls 1 PvP overhaul. The only reason why I have this installed is because it also comes with a anti-cheat installed in it, which kind of protects me from hackers, basically. So if a hacker enters into my game and tries to mess things up by killing NPCs, I should be protected from that. It doesn't really change anything gameplay-wise, so for all ends and purposes, this is a pure vanilla playthrough. Alright? Alright. So, we are free, we have messages on the ground which teach us how to play. These messages make no sense to me at all because I am playing on a PS5 controller, so yeah, whatever. Attack. I can attack. Not very useful right now. We have some hollow soldiers here. We have this guy who has been absolutely destroyed. He has been thrown into these iron bars here. And there is the perpetrator right there. That big guy over there. We will be seeing more of him, I'm sure. We will find out later that Gwyn enlisted demons to guard certain areas. Demons are not of his creation, of course. They are the creation of the Witch of Izalith. But Gwyn has gained the, well, possession. He has obtained a few demons, you know, and he is enlisting their strength, basically. So let's climb up. Let's see if we can find a way to escape this place. Again, guys, please do tell me if my audio sounds good to you. I should probably lower the volume anyway, just to be safe. Let's leave it on 4 for now. Let me know if my voice isn't clashing too much with the game's audio. Bonfire lit, and that is the first bonfire. Quick question to myself, have I deactivated Steam Overlay? I don't believe I have. Excuse me for a second, chat. I know this is not very professional of me, but then again, I am not a professional. I had not deactivated Steam Overlay, but now I have. Okay, we are good to go. Let me check my microphone real quick. Can you guys hear me? I think you can. I see my microphone moving there. All right. So hello everybody. Sounds good to me. All right, good to know. So we have a door hidden away into this corner here, but it is locked, or rather it doesn't open from this side. Why can't we just shove our hand in between the bars and open it? I don't know, but let's not think about that too hard. And let's open this door then. I can hear you. All right, good to know, guys. Thank you. All right, so I will try to play this game as a new player, but a, how can we say, smart new player, you know, a player who is aware of his surroundings. If you guys look up here, do you guys see it? There is another big guy waiting for us there. But let's pretend we don't see that. Let's just go ahead. What does it say here? Left, yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for letting me know. Lots of bloodstains here, so obviously many people fought and died. And there we go. Get away. No way, we're gonna fight. Oh. Let's fight this guy. Face me, creature. Huh. Ow. I have armor. Take that. 1 damage. 3 damage. Amazing. Yeah. Ow. Okay. Change of plans. Tactical retreat. Run. We escaped. We did it. And the door closes behind us, just for good measure. Of course, if we do manage to... fat row, yeah, like I said, man. I am not unequipping my armor. Not for now, anyway. Embrace the fat row. Medium shields are pretty good in this game, they are indeed, man, so medium row shouldn't be that big of an issue. Yeah, I actually only play medium row, to be honest, because I feel like playing fast row is very limiting, you know? There's so many cool different armor sets in this game, so limiting myself to a fast row kinda cuts off a lot of different armor options, you know? Also, let's sit at the bonfire to recover my health. So yeah, there's no way we can fight this guy for now. We need to get a better weapon first. Get your shield. I would like to. I would like to. Is that an archer? Yes. No, sir. What is this? Tower kite shield. There we go. There is my shield. I would try, yeah. Aha, I can block your arrows. Get back here. You damn coward. And what is this? My broadsword. Alright, now we're talking. Broadswords. The wide blade of this straight sword emphasizes slicing and has no thrust attack. The horizontal sweeping motion makes this sword effective against multiple enemies. Which is kinda true, but ironically, a blade of this shape is actually meant to stab. If you do a little bit of research on real-life swords, right? Because it tapers towards the end. It's very pointy. But for some reason here in this game, it's only a slashing sword. But still. Pretty decent moveset. I will be switching to the longsword as soon as I can. can't hit me. There you go. Our first enemy. And we get 20 souls for that. Yeah, like I said, I usually just play, you know, medium roll. It's kind of a tactical decision, really. Do you go light roll, but obviously less defense, or medium roll and some pretty decent defense? Because within the limit of medium roll, you can stack up some very good defense, actually. You don't have to go fat roll to be tanky. And there is a knight there. Suspiciously similar to the knight who gave us the key to our cell. But alas, this gate is broken, we cannot reach him. Backstep and roll. Backsteps which don't have iframes, I should probably try and remember this. In Dark Souls 2 they have, but not on this one. There is no door, or rather no other door, leading towards this cell here. Also, notice how there is light coming from the ceiling. So it kind of looks like, excuse me, he was thrown in there through the ceiling. And if you do recall, there was a big demon in the ceiling waiting for us, so we can go up, we can go down. Hi Cindy, hello. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. We can open this. And this is a shortcut. Amazing. Shortcut unlocked. So, if you guys look carefully up there, you can just make out what seems to be a ball. Aha. No, sir. No, thank you. Well, this is open now. There's the ball. And there is the guy who saved us. Greetings. Doing alright, Cindy. Glad to have you here. Cindy is the artist for our channel, by the way, guys, so be sure to check out her work. This channel's banner, the logo, and a good number of the thumbnails are of her making. So be sure to check her out. But anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Oh, you. You're not Apollo. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
So immediately the game is making some very interesting... Man, I completely forgot the word I meant to use. Differences, I guess is the word I'm trying to use here. He calls us undead, both us and him. But he also tells us that we are no hollow, right? So there is a clear difference between an undead and a hollow. And he asks us to hear him out. So, let's hear him.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. And thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
An Estus flask. Alright.
Oh, and this.
Undead Asylum F2 East Key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
I would hate to harm you after death. What an interesting statement to make, right? Well, thank you, my friends. Thank you for your aid, regardless. Can I take your armor, seeing as you're gonna die anyway? This would be a bit rude, wouldn't it? But alright. X to use item, which is actually square for me here, because again, I am using a PlayStation controller. But yeah, he gave us a few items, so the first one being the Estus Flask, which recovers our HP. The undead treasure these dull green flasks. Fill with Estus at bonfire, fills HP. The Estus flasks are linked to the Fire Keepers. The Dark Tales also make reference. An emerald flask from the Keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame, and dies to protect it further. Is his name mentioned in the game? Oscar, I believe this is Oscar. Oscar of Astora. We do get his armor set later, which gives us his name too. Quite interestingly, this guy was meant to have a much bigger presence in the game, you know. He was meant to be a ally/rival to our character. And I believe we were meant to fight this guy towards the very end of the game. He would basically choose the opposite option of what we chose at the end of the game, you know. If you choose to link the fire, he would choose to let the fire die, and vice versa. There is like unused dialogue and everything, which is very interesting. But yeah, that's the Estus flask, and he also gave us another key. This one here, I believe. Key to the iron bars on the east side of the second floor of the North Undead Asylum. The Undead Asylum is a giant undead prison segmented by countless iron bars. Even if an undead were to escape from a cell, passage to the outside world will not be gained easily. So we're gonna have to fight for our freedom, is what the game is saying. Well, let us press on then. And I believe he just died. Yep. Not entirely clear whether he succumbs to his wounds or, well, offs himself, seeing as he would die anyway. First parry. Oh my god. That was embarrassing. Let's try that again. Come on. There we go. Much better. The first of a few gameplay mechanics which were understandably nerfed on the subsequent games, because parrying in this game is OP. And we have used that key to open this door. Kick and jump. So we can kick. We can jump attack. Awesome. Resting at bonfires revives enemies. Alright. Hey sir. No thank you. There's another guy. And there's an archer too. There you are. Filthy archer. Alright then. Another parry, and we got it. Embarrassing. I mean, I have been playing a lot of Dark Souls 2, and the parry timing is just a little bit different. Although it is much easier on this game, so I don't have too much of an excuse. Just a little bit. So, plunging attack. Ah, interesting. The game is teaching us how to do a plunging attack. I wonder if we're gonna use it anytime soon. Traverse the white light. And look who's there. Well, take this. Now that's some damage. Oh, okay, I was not planning to get a hit, but I'll give you this one. Dodge. I don't even have to dodge, just strafe, and that's enough. Oh. Check the animation on this block, man. Bro, you're missing. How are you missing? How is this man missing? Oh. I love how you get sent flying away, you know. Okay, we did take a little bit of damage on that. He's gonna try to sit on us. And take this. Victory achieved, chat. You have defeated. If you know, you know. And we get a big Pilgrim's Key and a Humanity. I'm really happy that they seem to have brought back the animation you get when you block a huge attack, you know, and you get sent flying backwards. In Elden Ring, I mean. Because it did get removed, sadly, in DS2 and, I believe, 3, if I recall correctly. But yeah, let's chug an Estus, recover our health. And what are these items we just got? We got a Humanity. Rare tiny black sprite found on corpses. Used to gain 1 Humanity and restored a large amount of HP. I believe all of your HP, actually. This black sprite is called the Humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? Interesting. We also have this, which we forgot to read before. The Dark Sign. The Dark Sign signifies an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. Death triggers the Dark Sign, which returns the bearer to the last bonfire rested at, but at the cost of all humanity and souls. Alright. So this is not an actual item within our inventory, but more so an actual mark on our character. I believe you can actually kinda see it on our chest. That little... yeah, this is us, by the way. This is our character in hollow form. But that spiral thing on our left, basically, is the Dark Sign. It is much more visible in Dark Souls 2, actually. Let's put our clothes back on. And we also got a key. Excuse me. Here we go. Big Pilgrim's Key. Opens inner door of the Undead Asylum main hall. Key to the inner door of the Northern Undead Asylum main hall. Big key belonging to a chosen undead pilgrim. But this chosen undead knows not what the pilgrimage has in store. Ominous. So, we have defeated our enemies, and we have gained access to the outside world. We can now escape the asylum. Notice how we still hear footsteps though. Quite an interesting detail, which probably escapes a lot of players during their first playthrough. But yeah, this is it. We are now free to explore. Except there doesn't seem to be much out here. Good job, go straight ahead. Alright. Let's do that. But before we do that, let us explore too. Soul of a Lost Undead. So these are just soul items, right? Used to acquire souls, yeah. Soul of a Lost Undead who has long ago gone hollow. Souls are the source of all life, and whether undead or even hollow, one continues to seek them. I did create, I guess, a theory that the true power of humans is actually to absorb souls, you know. And the reason why we can level up in these games is because we are hollowing, so our true form is coming to the surface. I've never seen that item, lol. You mean the Dark Sign? It's in your inventory, from the very start of the game. Both in DS1 and 2, and I believe in 3 too, in all games. But yeah. Be sure to check that theory out. It's on the channel. It's called the True Power of Humanity or something like that, I believe. But yeah, let's go straight ahead and let's see what happens.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Oh, you mean the soul item? Well, there you go. You're welcome.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lorethrough.
Reminds me how the narrator of these games sadly passed away not too long ago, right? So she will certainly be missed, man. If we do ever get Dark Souls 4, it will be strange to not hear her voice, let me tell you. I didn't know it was there. Yeah, it's very easy to miss. But now you know. In Lorethrough, level up and kindle at bonfires. And we are at Firelink Shrine. That soundtrack though. So a lot has happened. Our character escaped the Undead Asylum. We are lost, we are confused, we are not sure what to do. We have promised to try and uphold that guy's family's, I guess, prophecy, right? Old saying about ringing the bell of awakening. But we are not entirely sure where that is, or where we are for that matter. So let's explore. There is someone here, so let's talk to them. Hey.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess, the fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first.
Not the first.
There's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening.
There's 2 bells.
One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
So there's 2 bells, chat. Well, that doesn't help as much. Would you tell us more, man?
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow.
I mean...
I don't know. Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
I mean, we're trying. Trying not to go hollow, that is.
What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collected bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
So he gives us an interesting hint, or I guess a couple of interesting hints here. By the way, welcome Mecha Mike. Welcome to the stream. It tells us that in order to become human, we can butter up a cleric and get ourselves summoned. I think this is a reference to how you will you will become human again if you get summoned by another player and help them defeat the boss, right? But the fact that he mentions that you should butter up a cleric makes me think that maybe at some point this was a church-exclusive practice, you know? Maybe only members of the Way of White could do summoning. And then the practice became widespread at some point. He also tells us that we can gather it bit by bit from corpses, which is basically that mechanic where after you kill a certain number of enemies within a level, you will gain a point in humanity. Because you are gathering small fragments of humanity from each enemy you kill, right? And of course, the fastest method is to just kill someone and take their humanity for yourself.
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
And of course, he's thinking that we might try and do that to him. Which we won't. We are trying to be a decent guy. Not a good guy, but a decent guy. Seriously though, how do we get to the bell?
What? You want to hear more?
I do.
Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul.
Yes.
Well, listen carefully then.
Uh-huh.
One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway.
Right.
The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town.
Blight Town.
But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
Blight Town, he says.
Bloody hell, what is it now? You ask too many questions.
Even the NPC is getting bored, so yeah. Cool shield, by the way. Look at this guy. Right, so. The waterway, he said. That's that up there, I believe. That's the waterway. I wonder how he came to know there are two. You know, I actually never thought about that. 3 humanity here, that's nice. L1, L1. So let's do a bit of exploration around here and see what we can find. That's the waterway which will take us to the Undead Burg, according to the guy. So let's not go there quite yet. Let's do a bit of exploration first. There's nothing here apparently. Oh, there is. Or is there? Aha. Fire bombs. This is going to be useful. Also, let me slot my Estus on the first slot. Yeah, that's better. And there is someone here. Who is this?
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted.
We are
I'm
not.
Nicholas of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
I like to think our character is like weary of other members of the church right now. Of Thorlund, right? Because he kind of figured out that the church is up to no good when he was locked away in the asylum. Which, by the way, we are a part of. If you guys see there under our name, Covenant Way of White. The Knight and the Cleric classes are the only 2 classes which already start as a part of a Covenant. And they also have the Pray emote instead of the Joy emote, which kind of gives us a bit of an interesting insight on the Way of White, right? They can't express joy, but they can pray, which is interesting. So yeah. Parkour. There we go. What do we have around here then? There's an item there. Still fat rolling. I will fix that in a moment, don't worry. Some of you might be going crazy, I believe, over the fact that I'm fat rolling right now. Alright, so let's try and talk to that guy again. So yeah, this will be a pure faith build like I mentioned, but I will be putting, I believe, 16 points in both strength and dexterity just to get... just so that I can use a few weapons. And you can expect some knightly weapons on this character. Alright, Mateus, alright. There. I have removed my helmet and my gauntlets. I am now medium rolling. Is that better? There. You can now breathe in peace. Let's go endurance, because I would like to put on some gauntlets at some point. 12 and some faith as well. I do want to get to 20 faith as soon as I can. For reasons I will explain soon. Let's talk to that guy again and do a bit more exploration around here.
Hello there.
Hello.
I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Okay. A copper coin. Money. Copper coin of Old Man MacLoith. Copper made of... oh, excuse me. Coin made of copper. Its face shows Old Man MacLoith, god of medicine and drink. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lorethrough, where the accepted currency is souls. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. Alright, cool. So it doesn't actually do anything because the currency here in Lorethrough is souls. And this is the elevator, which according to the guy at the bonfire is broken. But I wonder, what if we jump down here? Ah, there seems to be something here. And this is Petru's little stash. Or hidden stash, I suppose we should say. And here we find some cracked red-eye orbs, which is yet another hint that the Church of White may be up to no good. A morning star and a talisman. What else do we have? Homeward Bone. And last but not least, Lloyd's talisman. So that's another mention of Lloyd, this entity that seems to be very important for the Way of White. Talisman used by Allfather Lloyd's cleric knights to hunt down the undead. Block Estus recovery within a limited area. In the outside world, the undead are accursed creatures, and Lloyd's cleric knights are widely praised for their undead hunts. This blessed talisman blocks undead recovery, allowing the knights to fight with impunity. So basically this is a PvP item, right? You can throw it on other players and they won't be able to use their Estus. Although some enemies also have Estus, so you can use those. And we also had a Morning Star, which we are going to use. Hammer with a sharp spike on its pommel. One of the more barbaric cleric weapons. Uniquely, this hammer inflicts thrust damage and causes bleeding. Not entirely accurate, actually. This weapon used to inflict thrust damage, but it doesn't anymore because it was incredibly OP because of that. Let's jump down here. Alright. Skeletons. Hit them. And since we are dealing strike damage, they are disassembling when we hit them. Take this. Ah. Aha. Damn it. Yeah, take this. Quite easy to get rid of them if you have a mace. And very easily just keep them disassembled, basically. Backstab? No. Okay, dude, can you not block? There we go. Notice that they are actually dying also, which is normally not possible. I'm pretty sure if you are a member of the Way of White, you can kill these skeletons. Because I have tried killing these guys with other characters and it didn't work. They would just keep reassembling indefinitely. So there's a little curiosity there. And there is another soul item right over here. And I believe that's it for our exploration quota. We could keep going down the graveyard, but let's not do that right now. As you guys could tell, those skeletons are way too powerful for us right now. Let's speak with that Petrus guy one more time. Hey there.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Miracles? Yeah, sure.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
And we are already a part of the covenant, so we don't have to do anything.
Now let me share my miracles. Only Their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Alright. Learn gesture. Shrug. We can now shrug, chat. Purchase item, and he sells a bunch of stuff.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
Right. So he has companions, but they are not here quite yet. We'll talk more about this later, I think.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Let's get on with the Undead Burg, I believe. Shrug obtained. Which one should I do? This one. There we go. Oh well. Best emote in the game. Second best, that is. First one being Praise the Sun, of course. This guy is still here though. Nice armor. Right, so it is time to explore, I believe. Do we have any more soul items? We do, but I think we can save these for later. Let's keep our Morning Star and our fire bombs handy. And let's go up the waterway. More undead soldiers. Jump attack. There we go. I hear fire. There's a guy throwing fire bombs way up there. Can I lure this guy? Yeah, come on. Nope. Oh, he tried to shield bash. There we go. Parry. Get parried, sir. Let's get rid of this firebomb thrower, shall we? So you like firebombs, huh? Well, have some. Yeah. How do you like that? And there we go. There were a few items down there though, so let's check those out. Another soul. A bit of parkour here for the brave, if you are feeling brave, that is. There is an actual NPC which will sit here later in the game, and I still think that's a terrible place to place an NPC, but yeah. Ring of Sacrifice. Lose nothing upon death, but ring itself breaks. This mystical ring was created in a sacrificial rite of Velka, the goddess of sin, which is a very important figure in Dark Souls lore, to say the least. I remember way back when there was only Dark Souls 1, there was this theory that the entirety of this game was basically just Velka sending you to Lorethrough to enact punishment on the gods, you know? I don't quite think this is true, but I think Velka does have a hand in what happens in basically all of the games, all of the games in the franchise, actually. Another soul. The fact that a crow carries us to Lorethrough, and the crow is the symbol of Velka, right, is quite telling. So there is a rat here which is responsible for a lot of new player deaths, I believe. And we got rid of it in one hit. And what is this? A locked gate, or rather another gate which does not open from this side. If you guys hear any background sound, that's my wife who just arrived home. Hi hun, how are you doing? That's Cindy, by the way, guys. Alright, so here we are at the Undead Burg. No, sir. Amazing level design for a first level. Simply amazing. And who is this guy? Don't you dare. You son of a gun. How dare you? There's another guy. No, sir. So the Undead Burg is basically just a undead settlement, a small city of undead, right? Or rather, it used to be a regular human city, I believe. One of the many cities which sit on the outskirts of Lorethrough. Lorethrough seems to be like circled by these huge walls, right? And one has to climb their way up to get there. There's another guy here. Hey. Be gone. I hate them so badly. Oh. Rats? Another large soul. Bit of a secret area here. And more exploration to be had here. Another soul. If it is rats you're talking about, they are indeed annoying in most games. Most Dark Souls games, that is. Yeah, rats, indeed. Rats don't care about poise, by the way. That's one of the things which makes them very annoying. They will always stagger you, regardless of your poise. A bunch of dudes here who think they can get a jump on us. Another guy. We missed. He Goomba stumped us. How dare you? And there we go. Rubbish. Rubbish, I say. So what is this? Rubbish has no value. Rubbish with no value. Who in their right mind would bother carrying this around? Perhaps you need help. I love this. Love this game. Alright, and for our exploration we are rewarded with another humanity. Okay. So one of the interesting things we see in the Undead Burg is that, well, for starters, there are only undead warriors and soldiers around, but not actual citizens, you know? There is a chalice in Bloodborne called Eiling Loran. I wonder why they made them sound so similar that it feels intentional. Yeah, usually I feel like when it comes to nomenclature, it tends to be intentional. If something sounds similar, it's because it's meant to sound similar when it comes to Dark Souls lore, you know? Or Soulsborne lore. But I haven't played Bloodborne though, so I'm not sure. And that is a dragon. That is indeed a dragon. And there it goes. And we have another enemy. Get parried. Mace to the face. Okay. So like I said, look what we have here. We have... I believe these are called palisades. No sir. Take it easy there, buddy. Let me get rid of this crossbowman real quick. Sir, could you stop shooting me? Another hit. There we go. So, check how we have some palisades or blockades, I don't know how to call this actually, here, and they seem to have arrows on this side, so this tells me that this city was invaded actually by some enemy force, which kinda gets us asking who, you know? Mateo's gotta go, guys. See ya. See ya, man. Thanks for staying on. Jesus Christ, man. Thanks for sticking around. See you next time. The first thing one would think is that this place got outrun with undead, right? But if the population turned undead, then why do we have signs of, you know, battle, like normal battle with palisades and arrows And why do we have armed soldiers around but no civilians, you know? And I think the answer is... knights from other kingdoms came flooding into Lorethrough to try and, well, complete the prophecy of the chosen undead. We do meet knights from other kingdoms later in the game, or actually later in this level. I'm hearing something. What am I hearing? I think it's the undead merchant. Interesting. So he actually makes a sound when he moves. Interesting. But yeah, I think Lorethrough probably got invaded at some point by other kingdoms who were desperately trying to come to Lorethrough to complete the prophecy of the chosen undead, you know? And that's why we have soldiers around, because they were trying to hold them off. And we have someone here. Who is this?
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
Is that so? What do you sell? Repair powder, throwing knives, fire bombs, dried finger, orange guidance soapstone. And I do see some Steam overlay messages right now, and I hope these are not showing up on stream. I'm pretty sure I turned the overlay off, but oh well. So we bought the guidance soapstone so we can rate messages. And let's also get the residence key. And we don't have enough for the bottomless box, although we should be able to just use a sew item to get that sorted out. A bunch of weapons which we are not going to use on this character. The short sword is not bad, but I would like a long sword, if possible. And some armor. Can we use this?
Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below. And up above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
A bull demon and a huge drake. And also a goat demon, he says. Interesting.
Here, I'm not here to chit-chat. We talk business or we talk nothing at all.
Alright.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you, I guess. So I was hoping we could get some armor variation going on here. Let's see. I'm not a fan of having unequipped slots, you know, having empty slots. So that's gauntlets and a helm. And hopefully we are not going to fat roll with these on. Let's see. Medium rolling, alright, that's good. A little bit of armor variation, you know. We are going back to a heavier suit of armor later in the game, but for now this will do. Looks good though. Really good. But yeah, Undead Merchant, you can kill him for the Uchigatana, which is a very good sword for dexterity builds. Which is not what we are playing right now, so we are not going to kill him. Let's see what's down here. Okay, that's... I don't have nearly as much points as before. I should try to remember that. So these here are civilians, actually. This is one of the few places... Okay, noisy car just... well, made a lot of noise outside. Do excuse me for that, chat. But that's one of the few places where we do have some civilians, actually, which is interesting. We will find civilians later in the church, which is interesting to me because usually what happens during a siege, right, during an enemy invasion is you will get civilians protected, you know, at the center of the city, while the soldiers hold the enemies back, so Again, it points out to this city being invaded by an outside force. We just got some throwing knives there, and we did a bit of parkour here for another item. Over here, I believe, yes. We have the light crossbow, which we will be using, for sure. And nothing to do here, so let's just drop down. And let's sit at the bonfire we found earlier. But yeah, these here are mostly just militia, I believe, because they seem to be very poorly equipped, you know? A wooden shield, alright. Wooden shield, and I don't think we will be using it, honestly. Vertically elongated wooden shield decorated with a white dragon. Wood shields are lighter than metal shields, but with lower physical damage reduction and reduced stability. Kinda useful in the early game if you start with a pyromancer, or I believe the mage or the cleric, because they start with very poor shields. Not the cleric though, they start with a pretty decent shield actually. But yeah. So that's another bonfire we've just lit. Lots of activity here, that's nice to see, man. We can get some co-op going, by the way. I'm not trying to summon for my boss fights, but I don't mind helping people with their boss fights, so as soon as I get the White Sign Summon Stone, I'm gonna drop it down and see if we can get some co-op going as well. At least once per area, I feel. Should be a way of becoming human and gathering a few more souls. So we have a bunch of dudes there throwing fire bombs. We have to run past this to not get hit. But as soon as we enter this place, we are getting ambushed. No, thank you. Thankfully, these guys are quite easily to parry though, and backstab too. And then there's this guy. Check this little cinematic scene, right? This guy just kicks the door open. You're busy fighting two dudes, and then this guy just kicks the doors open and jumps in there. I do hear footsteps, lots of them. And then they stop as soon as I say that. So what do we have here? Another parry, that's what we have. And here, another parry. Okay. Man, I love this game. Have I mentioned that? Also, have I mentioned how easy it is to parry in this game? And here we have a black firebomb, I believe, which is basically a stronger variation to the regular firebomb. Interesting lore implication here. We do have gunpowder in Dark Souls, but it hasn't been properly developed yet. Interesting how we don't see cannons in the game, because some of the very first applications of gunpowder in real life were, you know, cannons. And whoa, take it easy there, sir. Do not throw firebombs at me. Ah, okay. So that's how it is, huh? Instability frames, and you're down, sir. Let's get those guys who were throwing bombs at us earlier. So you like to throw bombs, huh? Take this. Do not. Uh-huh. Okay, we did get one firebomb to the face there. That's enough, sir. There we go. Just like that, and we get a firebomb again. Nice. And another soul. So yeah, amazing, amazing level design, honestly, for a first level. Something which, in my opinion, Dark Souls 2 and 3 didn't even get nearly as close, you know, on just nailing the level design of the very first level. The Undead Burg is amazing, is what I'm trying to say. It rewards exploration and teaches the player what to expect from this game. For example, check your corners. Otherwise you might find yourself getting shot in the back by an archer. Then we have these dudes. I do like to lure them in one by one and hit them with this right here. Oh. There we go. Plunge attack. Stop that. Another one. Oh, I didn't have enough stamina for a follow-up. There we go. Undead Burg is great. It is, man. By the way, welcome Duskborn. Good to see you here. Not only the Undead Burg, but the early game enemies are amazing, I think. I've mentioned this in yesterday's stream, but I feel like these enemies are designed to teach you how to play right. Their animations are super easy to read. Whereas in Dark Souls 2, the enemies can be a bit wonky, like it's hard to tell whether they are trying to attack or blocking, or trying to parry even. And then we have this big dude here. Quite intimidating for a new player, I imagine. Can we parry? Sometimes I actually don't get the backstab on this guy. It is quite tricky, and I didn't get it this time. But I did get the parry though, so... Take this, sir. You want some more? Have another one. And bam. Oh, I missed. Stop blocking. Another one. Had enough? No, sir. Have I mentioned that parries are OP? I believe I have. Get absolutely destroyed, my friends. And we get a Titanite chunk, no swords though. What a shame. Oh well. That was a Black Knight, which I really like the idea of having these enemies who haunt you throughout the entire game, right? But only towards the very end of the game do you understand just what these guys are, and that's really cool. Blue Tearstone Ring, sometimes called the Blue Testosterone Ring apparently, which got a laugh out of me when I saw that on the internet for the first time. Boosts defense while HP is low. This rare gem called Tearstone has the uncanny ability to sense imminent death. This blue Tearstone from Katarina boosts the defense of its wearer when in danger. We're gonna wear it for now, since we don't really have anything else to use, right? And let us press onwards. Yeah, that's a hard no on my part. No thank you, sir. That's also a no on my part. No riposte, unfortunately. There we go. Parry might be easier in this game, but I do prefer the timing in this game compared to others. Yeah, I feel like what they did in Dark Souls 2 and 3 was move the parry window towards the end of the parry animation, which makes the whole parry mechanic strange, because in most cases it's not even reactional, it's more like predicting the enemy attack, right? In this game the idea is quite simple. When the attack is about to hit you, you press the parry button. That's it. The parry frames start earlier than they do in the other games. And this door is locked, of course. I think they should have just reduced the parry frames overall, but not changed when the parry frames start in the animation, you know? Although it is somewhat manageable in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 3 though, I still have to learn it. Yeah, exactly, man. I do like that you can parry with weapons in Dark Souls 2 though. As difficult as it may be to do so, it is nice to have the option. We have a bunch of chests here, but this one is looking suspicious, if you ask me. So let's bonk it. Well, would you believe that? There was a strange bug in there. And we get Twinkling Titanite and large Titanite shards. Poor little guy. And it seems the way towards the top of the tower is broken, so let us press onwards in here. Alright, this feels ominous, to say the least. What is this? Aha. So this is yet another situation where a careful player would not fall for an ambush, right? Because if you just walk slowly, you will listen to them shooting you before you trigger the boss. So let's deal with these guys. Yes, some enemies are insanely fast, including, like I was saying, early game enemies. Like, check these guys, check how telegraphed their attacks are, right? Look at this. There's a long wind-up before the attack comes out, you know? Look. Super easy. In Dark Souls 2, the great sword-wielding Drung Lake soldiers you fight in the first level can charge at you. Frame 1 almost, you know? The parry frames start later than some attacks. Yeah, definitely, man. But even if you just try to block or dodge, you get hit sometimes. Let's lie down. Yeah, a ton of stuff changed, you know. I can see a new player trying to run through this place and getting ganked by the archers. Yeah, it might happen. But if they do that, they learn an important lesson. Have patience. Don't play in a hurry, right? I feel like that's the #1 rule for this game, honestly. You really don't have to be this good, you just have to be patient. Yeah, let's run. I know I've just talked about patience, but let's get out of here. I can sprint upstairs, or rather, up the ladder. This is Dark Souls 1, I can sprint. But I can plunge attack. Take this. And now we fight, sir. No, thank you. Can I hit you? I can't. I might have to get some blocks in, actually, because I might not be able to back up in time to punish the attack. Back up and then get back in, I mean, in time to punish. Or like this, for example, yeah. Amazing block animation then. We get to see more of it. Can we bleed him? I wonder. The Morningstar does cause bleeds. Hiya. Yeah, take that. Yep. Dodging, huh? I love this music though. Oh, bleeds. There we go. We actually took some damage there. Oh. He actually missed. Okay. Yep. There we go. Oof. Guard broken, but I'm okay. Block. Another stagger and a strong attack. To finish. And that is the first boss. Humanity and Homeward Bone. And also, Praise the Sun. We don't have the animation yet, but we are praising it anyway. I do like that the archers shoot before Tauro Demon shows up, so it's not unreasonable. Yeah, exactly. People like to say that this game is like insanely difficult, right? Or at least people used to say that. I don't think it still has this much infamy, but it really is just a game about patience, you know? Pattern learning and careful observation, I would say. Nice, GG. Thanks, man. GG. Very nice boss for the early game. Praise the sun, my friends. Large soul of a lost undead, yeah. Speaking of praising the sun, we are about to meet someone special. Rip Taurus Demon, yeah. He never saw it coming. There he is, chat. Look at him. Look at this man. Gazing upon the sun like a Chad. Let's speak to him. Hello?
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Soler of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
Alright, so he realizes he's a little bit goofy, but he doesn't care, you know? He's just that much of a Shad. He knows his hobby is strange, but who cares? He doesn't care.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you.
You didn't.
I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Of course, man. What is it?
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
For sure, man.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
White sign soapstone. There we
We
go.
are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation.
Jolly
We're
cooperation.
not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
So one of the things that I absolutely love Dark Souls 3 for doing is giving us quests where we get to help NPCs instead of the NPCs helping us, you know? Because I've always wondered, the deal we make with Soler here is mutual cooperation, right? We summon him and it's implied that at some point he would summon us as well, but I guess due to gameplay limitations it never happens, right? We only summon him to help us. In Dark Souls 3 you actually get to help some NPCs who help you in their world as well, which is really, really cool. I wish we could do something like this in Dark Souls 1 as well and get summoned by Soler to help him. I have come to this land to see you, Soler. To seek my own Soler, yeah. Understandable, man. Soler made me fall in love with Dark Souls, man, absolutely. The face of a man who remains positive, regardless of what happens, you know?
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Grossly incandescent. There it is, chat. The sun. Let's praise it. One more time before leaving. We will be getting this emote quite soon, I promise. But yeah. Also, do you know what Dark Souls 1 needed? As much as I love Soler, we needed an evil Soler who teaches us about invasions as well. This would, in my humble opinion, fix the PvP guy versus PvE guy war we have in the Soulsborne community, you know? I feel like PvP isn't as incentivized in Dark Souls as much as co-op is. They should have given us a cool, shady-looking NPC who gives us a few cracked red-eye orbs and teaches us about invasions, you know? That would have been cool. And also keep Soler in there, of course, because he's awesome. But yeah. So this is one of the areas where I feel like Dark Souls isn't fair, you know, because there is no way... Oh, that triggered way earlier than I expected, okay. Well, not a lot of damage, so that's okay. We got a bit crispy, but we're okay, you know. But yeah, imagine struggling to defeat the Taurus demon, having no Estus left, having only a bit of health left, and then dying here because this dragon comes out of nowhere and burns you. Not very fun. Thankfully, it didn't happen this time. So let's run down here. And let's unlock the shortcut. And of course, I have to mention this, the interconnected level design of this game is absolutely great. I don't think any game has managed to produce the aha feeling that this game does, you know. When you loop all the way back to the area you were before, and you only realize you are back to that area once you get there. Nice choice of armor and weapon, my friends. That guy was using a halberd, which I intend to use on this character as well. Another knight here, or is it... No, that's not me, I'm not using that armor. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream so far. We are going on a short break, chat. I'm gonna get myself some water. We have about 5 people watching, so welcome to anyone who has just arrived. I'm gonna take a short break and I'll be back in a few minutes, alright chat? In the meantime, enjoy the bonfire. Have a rest at the bonfire and I will be right back. Be right back, chat. Alright everyone, we are back. How's everyone doing? 6 people watching right now. Pretty good if I say so myself. Just checking for any messages in chat right now. There kind of is one in Dark Souls 3 though. Leonard, you know. Yes, there is, actually, you're right, man. The thing with Leonard though is... well, for one, I feel like he doesn't really... well, by the time we got to Dark Souls 3, the damage was already done, right? We already had this very big division in the community, you know, between, well, the PvEers and the PvPers, you know, so I really feel like having a dedicated NPC in Dark Souls 1 to incentivize people to invade would have been better. Thank you everyone, thank you Duskborn, thank you Joshua. It's Dark Souls lore time, it is indeed, my friend. So let's get back to it. We are back to the Undead Burg. We have just defeated the Taurus Demon. We are going to level up, actually. Maybe just a few points into Strength and Dex. Welcome back, everyone, welcome back. I would like to use the Halberd, but I don't remember the stat requirements. I think I need something like 14 Dex, maybe more. But I also want Faith. Okay. Do I have attunement slots? I do have one. Good. Alright. Have I haven't taken the Golden Pine Resin, have I? I completely forgot about that. Oops. Let's get that immediately. Let's fix that. No. Get hit. Okay. Let's fix that immediately, because I am going to need that Pine Resin. Notice the damage increase on my attack already, just by putting those few points into strength. It took me one less attack, or one fewer attack, to defeat that undead soldier. Chat, you didn't remind me to get the Golden Pine Resin, come on, man. How could you let me forget about that? Parry this dude for good measure. We are going to get the Golden Pine Resin because, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to kill ourselves a dragon. Not something people usually do at this point in the game, but we are going to kill that dragon on the bridge. And I'm going to show you how. But for that we need Golden Pine Resin. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, gentlemen here. Spin attack, or rather, rolling attack. So that's why we got the residence key earlier. And here it is. Gold, not golden. Gold Pine Resin. Are these guys going to follow me? They are not. Okay, so let's get back to the bonfire. Oh, that's cool. Never thought of doing that with the resin. Yep. It's some easy 10k souls early game, and it also gives you early access to the Sunlight Altar, which gives you access to Lightning Spear quite early on. And that right there is the plan. So another point into Faith. I need 20 points into Faith. For reasons I will explain very, very soon, although you might be able to guess why already. So let's hotkey the Gold Pine Resin. Alright. And let's go up and kill this dragon. So the trick here is the dragon actually has a very weird moveset. I don't think you are supposed to actually fight this dragon. Depending where you are in the bridge, it can be possible to fight it, or it can be outright impossible, because it will just one-shot you. I always just run past him and make it. I mean, that's a strategy too, you know. But, as that Futurama meme says, I will show you a route with more chest hair, you know? We're gonna kill it. I am a Skyrim player at heart too, so when I see a dragon I must kill it. So let's run through here. The dragon is gonna jump down at some point, and we have to cut the dragon's tail as soon as it jumps down. It's very important we do so. So gold pine resin. Because one of the attacks which are kinda hard to avoid is a tail strike. But it can't possibly tail strike us if it has no tail, right? Ah, I messed up. Or rather, I got bad RNG. We might die here. Disaster are gonna... what? Okay, buddy. I need you to get out of here. You bastard. Get out. Shoo. Fly. Fly away. There you go. Let's homeward bone out of here. And try that again, because we need to cut the tail. I could just kill the dragon right here, but I kinda wanna get the Drake sword as well. We aren't going to use it, but... I just want it, you know. I want it. I am a loot goblin. I like having all sorts of different weapons. And who knows, this is a pure faith build, so having a quick sword which deals pure physical damage but doesn't scale with any stats might be useful later on. I am mostly just coping because that sword is terrible. Let's try that again. I got lucky there because if you run past the dragon without cutting its tail, it can just spam tail attacks on you and kill you. That's why you actually need to cut the tail off as soon as you get there. Let's try that again. I had limited tries because I only have one more. 1, 2, 3, and that's the tail. Now run. And now we can fight it. Come on, sir. Oh, you coward. You coward. Do you like games like Diablo? I've never actually played Diablo, man. I know I'm regret to admit this. Although I have played some classic isometric RPGs like Diablo. I have played things like Dragon Age Origins and... Man, I think that's it, and maybe I don't actually play isometric games as often. The dragon does glitch out sometimes and just stands there. Fight me. I want a fair fight, sir. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Can I use the Drake swords? I can if I use it in both hands, which I will. Also, very important to not take too long to come out of hiding, otherwise the dragon will just spit fire and kill you. Ah, fat rolling, that's not good. Oh. Yeah, damn it. The fat rolling killed me. First death, everyone. First death of the playthrough. But... an acceptable risk when you do things like trying to fight the Hellkite Drake early on, you know? I'll take it. We do have the Drake sword now, which should make this much easier. It deals just about as much damage as the broadsword would do with gold pine resin on it. So let's try that again. Yeah, really close. That's my fault for trying to play fair, right? I should have just whacked the dragon as it was distracted. Yeah, he's a tough guy, but he's coming down. Come on, sir, jump. There you go. Run. Cut the tail again. You're not gonna get anything from doing so, but we are removing one of its weapons. Let's try that again. Okay, get our souls back. If he spits fire, we just stay here. This is a safe space. Toxic dragon can't hurt me. This is my safe space. My safe zone. Okay. Dodge forward, not this time, sir. Whack it in the face a few times. Dodge. Whack it. Dodge again. Wait for it. Let's whack it a bit more. You're just gonna stay there, huh? Come on, man. I have to go, but good luck on the rest of the run. Take care. Thank you, man. Thank you for sticking around. Have a good one. And there we go. Queuing the Skyrim Dragonborn theme song. 10k souls. No more dragon. And we also get a Soul of a Nameless Soldier and the Claymore. Honestly, I've never been able to reliably get the dragon to land on the bridge. He flies back and forth and either side never lands long enough for an attack. Yeah, the thing is, you gotta stay right here. If you cut the tail, run past the dragon and stay right here, it should turn around to fight you. And then you can just do this little AI loop that I did here to get to fight it. Anywhere else on the region, he's just gonna spam you with OP attacks and give you no chance to fight back. But yeah, there you go. That's how you kill the dragon in the early game. Easy 10k souls, a much more practical bonfire, you know, to tackle the undead parish. And early access to this right here, my friends. The Sunlight Altar. $10, it's gonna say, praise the sun. There we go. Right on, yeah, man. Don't mention it. 28k likes, yeah. Oh, I can rate it as well, right? Let me equip my... Where is it? Orange Guidance Soapstone. Rate message, yeah. We can't interact with this just yet because there is a faith requirement to interact with this altar. You need 25 points in faith. However, this requirement goes down by 5 every time you help a player as a white summon, as a white phantom, you know. So my objective here is to help one player as a white phantom, so that I can join this covenant with 20 points in faith, not 25. Why not lower, you might ask? Why not keep helping players to go for a lower faith requirement? And that's because I want to use... There we go, 20 points in faith. That's because I want to use Lightning Spear, and Lightning Spear has a requirement of 20 faith either way, so... There's really no point in going any lower, actually. Which is my way of saying, if you need help, or if you would like to play through this area, I will drop a message right here. And then we can kill the gargoyles together. Not gonna fight that guy up there just yet. There's a few rats down here, but I don't think there's any items, is there? Only rats, I believe. Oh! They were waiting for me. Okay, that hitbox though. And now I'm poisoned. Amazing. Oh well, there was nothing really interesting down here anyway. That's just the route you would take if you were to come from under the bridge, you know? It would lead you right here. Let's sit at the bonfire real quick just to get rid of the poison. Should I level up strength just so I can hold this in one hand? I don't think I will be able to anyway. I need like 14 points in strength and I need about a K more of souls. Can I use the claymore? Ah, damn it, I can't. Alright, so 103 damage, 103, that's the same damage. Let's go broadsword for now. Yeah, these rats, man. Miss. Let's try that again. Okay, that wind up got me by surprise. Be gone. Oh, please be a longsword. Please be a longsword. Oh my god. Streamer luck, guys. Streamer luck. Let's go. That's one of our main weapons right here, ladies and gentlemen. Widely used standard straight sword, only matched in ubiquity by the short sword. An accessible sword which inflicts consistent regular damage and high slash damage, making it applicable to a variety of situations. Also, thrust damage on the strong attack. Wish I could co-op right now, because I totally would. Absolutely, man. Yeah, that's alright, man. If any of you feel like killing the gargoyles, feel free. Or if any other random player, you know, passes over, that's fine too. But that was lucky, man. That was super lucky. So let's get rid of these guys right here. And that's the bell ringing as well. There's quite a lot of activity here, man. I like it. This game has a lot of activity. Oh, I am being summoned. Let's go. Unupgraded weapon and limited Estus. Let's see how that goes. I was just thinking maybe I should leave this for later. This guy is a bit further ahead on the game, I'm sure. Greetings, sir. R1K3R. Greeting. Interesting character name. So he already took the bar out, although he didn't stop the guy from closing the gate. Let's do this. You want me to go first? Alright. No. Let's play defensive, let's play it safe. No, thank you. So one quick co-op session, and as soon as we finish this, we should be able to immediately join the Sambros. I'm happy to see there's some activity online. Yeah, man, absolutely. Especially in the early areas, right? These games are, you know, quite populated. Does this guy have no Estus left? I think he doesn't. He's got the red Tearstone ring too. Interesting. Let's try and help him out, although if he has no Estus left, it might be difficult to keep him alive. Dark Souls 2 as well, man. There's a lot of activity in the early areas. Much more than Dark Souls 3, strangely enough. You would think that the more recent game, you know, would be more active, but apparently no. But yeah, I'm quite happy that these games are still populated. I really have to come around and recreate my low-level Sunbro character, you know? Just so I can help weekend players, basically, tackle the first areas. You good, man? He's okay. Oh, you want me to go first? Okay. Understandable, considering he is one hit away from death. It's all clear, man. He does look like a knight as well. He does have the knight leggings and gauntlets, so despite his choice of weapon, maybe he is a fellow knight. Then we have this guy here, which I am going to just block. Yeah, no. Can you parry this? You filthy casual. Parry this. And there we go. No more Baldur Knight. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the point where we start meeting knights from other kingdoms, right? We have these knights from the kingdom of Baldur right here. And some knights from Berenik, I believe that's how it's called. Or Berenite. No, it's Berenik, I think. Which to me really sells the idea that this city, and possibly Lorethrough itself, right, was being invaded by other kingdoms. Let's poke our head out of here and come back. And let them come. It's the Spartan strategy of lining the enemies up. No. Get outreached, my friends. And you are getting kicked. There we go. Not dead yet. Now you are. Where's our friend? There he is. Yeah, it is weird that these games are not as active. Sorry, that Dark Souls 3 is not as active as before. Over here? Okay. He wants to go straight for the boss, apparently. There's the crossbow guy. Let's try to lure these guys towards me. Deal some damage while we can. Oh, miscalculated the distance there. Oh, the stack on attack doesn't have as much reach. There we go. Block that. Backstab you. Should be interesting to fight the gargoyles with a unupgraded longsword. Or just getting through the channeler, honestly, that's gonna be challenging. There's the Baronite Knight, let's lure him out here. And also, obligatory Berserk mention, but the Knights of Baldur are very clearly inspired by, well, Guts from Berserk. Do you guys know Berserk? Have you read the manga or seen the anime? Let me know. It is, as many people know, a very clear inspiration for Dark Souls, right? Let's hit this guy. Oh, he's turning to the host. No. Oh, staggered right at the right time. Oh. There we go. And he's done for. Is the channeler there? I mean, of course he is, right? That is going to be challenging, man. Get the soul and run, brother. I have no range attack, so I can't kill the channeler from here. Why is he slow walking? I have no range, man. I can't do anything. I wanted to go back and read Berserk, but it sounds super intense. Yeah, man, it is. To be perfectly honest, it really is intense. But it's also strangely serene and calming as well. The intense moments only make the calm moments even more, well, calming and soothing. Oh, that's not good. Fighting these guys on the stairs is not good. Yeah, let's try stun locking this guy. Do not heal. Attack me again, do it. Ah, damn it. Oof, almost died. No stamina. Jump attack. There we go. I've gotta continue reading, honestly. I think I stopped... Well... I don't remember the chapter number and I don't want to say what happens. Oh no. That's not... Big Smoke Mamak. The Dark Souls 1 experience, everyone. Alright. Let's do this. Prepare to not be impressed, because I am not good at PvP, sorry. Oh! This is bad. Okay, he is quite aggressive, so... What? Ah, okay, he had the... Oh, there goes my friend, okay. Sorry, man, I tried. Not much I could do there. He had the wolf ring equipped, so he was quite poisy, actually. Let's try that again a bit later in the level. I'm gonna progress through the level and then drop my sign again. I watched the anime for the first time a couple of years ago. I loved it. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's really fun to play a Guts character in Dark Souls. I say me being the guy who rarely plays big, heavy weapons. So close, yeah. I hope so, man. I don't think I was that close, but thank you. I was gonna try and parry him, but he could just, you know, poise me. Sorry. Poise hit me as much as he wanted. GG to that guy. So what I like to do here is, I really don't care about that bar, you know. I'm not gonna rush past everybody and try to stop him. Is the gate closed already? What? I was gonna say I usually don't mind letting the Hollow Soldier close the gate, but the gate is already closed for some reason. That's weird. When did that happen? Did I trigger him before by getting too close here? Funny. But yeah, I'm just gonna run over here. The boar will be aggroed. But we're gonna run past these guys anyway. And past this guy because he is quite slow. Backstab these dudes. Oh. Lock on. Help me out here. Combo this guy. Get rid of this guy. Yeah, take this. Take this combo. Now this guy is here. And there we go. But yeah, Berserk is amazing, guys. I couldn't recommend it enough, you know. Much like Dark Souls, it's known for being intense, but what makes it awesome is the calmness in certain moments, you know. And also the message that the story tries to tell you, you know. Let's try to lure this guy with an alluring skull. Also, let's read this because this is meant to be a Lorethrough, right? A skull with meekly lingering souls. Throw to shatter and spread souls to attract certain types of enemies. Souls are a concentration of life, and the life-starved hollows are lured by its power, not effective for all enemies. I mean, sure, because only human enemies or enemies who seek souls would be attracted to it, right? So let's see if we can lure that bar guy, which I wonder now, why is that bar attracted to souls? Because it's not human. Interesting. Well, Miyazaki, explain. Okay, it worked. That seems to be working a little too well, honestly. Dude, you good? Okay. So let's do something else now. Let's throw it straight down here. Come on, buddy. Come closer. Over here, yeah, that's right. And take this. And there we go. Helmet. No helmet. No streamer luck this time. So this gate has been closed. We can't progress through here, but that's okay. We can go under. Again, be patient. If you see an enemy running away, don't chase it. And a bit of environmental storytelling here as well. If you guys notice, there's blood, or rather a trail of blood on the ground. So people have been dragged. Maybe the board thinks they are just really good. Yeah, they just taste really good. I don't know, man. I've always wondered why dogs and rats drop souls and humanity, and eventually I realized that the reason why these animals drop humanity is because they feed on corpses, right? So they end up with accumulated humanity within their own bodies because they are devouring the, well, humanity, the fragments of the dark soul in all the bodies they consume, you know? Which is also why they are hollow. Rats are quite hollow in this game, and that's because the darkness they are eating is hollowing them. Maybe it's the same with the boar. Yeah, never noticed that blood stain before. Good catch. Yep. Another hint to a new player to maybe not rush ahead, you know? Not be in a hurry to follow that hollow. Anyone else? No? What about here? No Goomba stomps this time, man. Anybody else? There is a guy to the left and another one here. Man, the lock-on system is not helping me here. There was an enemy right in front of me, and my camera just turned over. get parried. And going back to animals being hollow, that's also why the miracle in Dark Souls 2, which damages hollows, I believe that's called Soul Appease, can damage rats. That's why everybody uses that miracle during the Rat Vanguard boss fight, because those rats are hollowed. Unsolicited, nerdy lore detail. Hope you guys enjoyed, you're welcome. There is more where that came from, I promise. Mystery key, let's read that. Resembles a basic prison cell key. The purpose of this key is unknown. Quite a tricky word to pronounce, unknown. There we go. It appears to be a basic prison cell key. Alright, let's hold on to it. Another hollow guy here. Can we get a parry? We can. And there we go. And a bit of parkour around here as well. Let's try not to fall down. If you guys notice, this body right here is the body of one of the Balder Knights. They are wearing the Balder armor. So, just a little bit of detail, you know? Not all the bodies are the same. It makes sense, yeah. A lot of this game links back together beautifully, that's why I love it. Now, one of the things which understandably was gotten rid of were the fog gates which lead to nothing. I'm not quite sure why those were in the first game, honestly, because it's not for technical reasons, right? They aren't hiding loading screens, so why? Just to trick players into thinking they are about to enter a boss fight, maybe. It was quite fun, though, to play through this game with my wife, and she had never played this game before, and every time we got to one of those fog walls, I would say, get ready for a boss fight, and then she would like get nervous, and it wasn't a boss fight. It was just a regular fog wall. But other than that, I really don't see why those are here. Husband of the year, everyone. Ah, damn it. That's the danger in these guys. That shield has way too much stability. Or reflection, I should say. Yeah, Joshua, I really think they are just there to make you anxious. Or maybe to add to the feeling of mystery, you know. And we got a knight shield, which is actually not that good. This medium metal shield is elegantly carved and painted. Although it is thought to have been used by ancient knights of the nobility, its defense capabilities are similar to other shields. Exactly what it says on the tin, really not a great shield. Quite heavy for its class. Most medium shields with good stability and 100% physical resistance have 3 units of weight, you know. This one is 5.5, as you can see, so really no reason to use this. It's cool she played with you. Yeah, she likes Dark Souls as well. We played through Dark Souls 1 and 2 together. We still need to play through Dark Souls 3 though. That's gonna be fun. Might do some co-op streams in the future, who knows. So we are getting back to this place where there's like an ambush waiting for us. Yep, there they are. Come here, sir. We're gonna get stabbed. And again. And again. Ah, damn it. I can't punish that because the... Ooh, the spear guy is right in front of me. Sir, could you move? I'm trying to kill the other guy. If I try to attack the guy behind, the one in front of me is going to block my attack. And as soon as that happens, the one behind is going to hit me. What a predicament we find ourselves in. So since you guys are stuck Would you like some fire bombs, is the question. Have one. Ah, they can just block it, right? Ah, damn it. Yeah, danger, 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 danger. Maybe I need to lure these guys outside this hallway. Can you guys move a bit faster? Man, what a combo. This never happened to me before. Unless they like both try to attack me and I can block that. Oh, that works too. How many Astus does this guy have, I wonder? Stop chugging, man. Where's your honor? Get stabbed in the face again. I meant to throw a firebomb, actually. Ah, damn it. Not good. Oh, not good. Tactical retreat. I need the boulder guy to actually pass by the other guy, you know. I need him to come at me first, because... Stop healing, man. This is weird. Attack me. Come on. Do it. Yeah, not a shield bash, though. Yeah, come on. Let's lure them over here. Thankfully, yeah, he's gonna approach first. That I can deal with. And... oh, not dead yet. Block, attack, and that's it. Man, quite an intense fight. Was not expecting that. You, sir. It's your fault. Be gone. For an early game pickup, the Tower Kite Shield is so good. Tower Kite Shield, that's the shield dropped by the Baranike Knight, right? I never got around to playing with Great Shields. Maybe I should, man. It feels very fun, man. Or rather, it looks very fun. Something like a Spear and Great Shield build, you know? A block and poke build. A whole playthrough with it. Yeah, it's a great shield, man. Quite literally, it's a great shield. Haha. Unintended pun, but sure. It's a great shield. The tower... oh no, sorry, that's the Tower Kite Shield. That's a medium shield, right? That's the starting Knight shield. It's the one that I have right now, actually. Okay. Let's tank through that attack. Punish these guys. Are you going to heal, sir? Heal. You know you want to. Oh. Nope. We finally say the phrase to invoke the rite of passage. This has never happened to me before. Yep. This has indeed never happened to me before. That combination of having the shield guy in front and the more aggressive guy behind was quite difficult to manage, but manage we did. So, starting shield of the night. Yeah, this shield right here. Tower Kite Shield. Isn't it the one you're holding now? Yeah, man, sorry, my mind went far away, man. I was like thinking of that shield. Is that a Vagrant? It is a Vagrant. We caught it on stream, everyone. That is indeed a Vagrant, and it is going to be difficult to deal with that guy. I will try my best. Vagrant on stream. Check that out. Sir, oh, I have no healing. Maybe I should... Is the Vagrant going to disappear if I go to the bonfire? Probably, right? Ah, man. I don't want to play through to the level again. Okay, sorry guys, I'm going to the bonfire. I'm playing it safe. That guy is not gonna follow me to the bonfire, is he? He is, damn it. Get away. Sit. Or light it. Now, sit on it. Okay. Okay, let's try to kill that Vagrant. Hopefully it didn't despawn, although I'm thinking it might have, honestly. Oh, this guy hasn't respawned. He's like still here, so... Oh, damn it. Shield bash. I also noticed how the AI is much more predictable in Dark Souls 1. Almost all the enemies have some sort of guard break attack. I'm getting bonked in the head, yeah. Most enemies have a guard break attack, which they will use on you if you're holding your shield up too much. That's a slow attack. Yeah. Sir, I need you to get out of the way. That's... yeah, okay, I thought he was gonna follow up with another attack. Get stabbed. Get stabbed, get stunned. Get stabbed again. Another one, and there we go. I never encountered one that I ever saw. Yep, another stream shenanigan, man. Oh, he dropped an item too. Although this guy is guaranteed to drop a Titanite shard, I believe. But we did get the Guts Greatswords too, look at that. And the Titanite shard, awesome. Let's check that Vagrant before I do anything else, because I am curious to know whether it will despawn or not. Man, I have the most uncanny luck with Vagrants. Ah, that's bad. These guys deal a ton of damage, like... Grave-lorded levels of damage, you know. I would like to get rid of the undead soldiers before anything else. Let's take the archer out. Okay. Let's do some wide area attacks, stunlock all of them. Stop healing. Yeah. Can I stunlock the Vagrants? I can. Do Vagrants have poise? I don't know. Look at the damage, man. I do almost no damage to this guy. Get comboed. But yeah, I have the most uncanny luck when it comes to finding Vagrants. I have like, I believe, 4 or 5 screenshots of different Vagrants I have encountered only in the remaster, on my first playthrough of the remaster. Twin humanities, nice. That's gonna be useful. Alright, there you go, guys. Vagrant on the part 1 of our series. That's nice. So like I mentioned earlier, we have more Boulder Knights over there. Ah, and the mage can hit me. I didn't think he could hit me from that angle. Is any of the knights coming? Okay, okay, that guy is coming. 2 of them, that's not good. Let's try and find around here so I can bottleneck them through this door. Yeah. The rapier guy is dangerous. Yep, because of that precisely, because they get block frames while they attack. Oof. Not good. Run. Heal. Okay. Another one. Oof. Okay, worth it. Ah, damn it. Oh, weird attack. I can cut with a rapier, that's not fair. Have you guys ever encountered a Vagrant before, by the way? Or how many times have you encountered a Vagrant? Because it is quite rare. I forgot I actually meant to grab the halberd from in front of the church. Let's parry this guy. But yeah, I suppose we also found out... Oh, Balder Shield, nice. We also found out about an interesting gameplay mechanic here. Vagrants do not respawn. But were Vagrants a super low encounter rate? Because I don't ever... 1 in like 6 New Game Plus. Yeah, I... Honestly, from my part, I remember encountering them in the same frequency, you know, as often as I did Sorry, as equally as often in both the Prepare to Die edition and the remaster. So I think I'm just... I don't know, man. My luck is weird when it comes to finding vagrants. Let's fight this guy over here. But I don't think the spawn rate is lower in the Prepare to Die edition. I really think it's just a matter of luck, you know. Maybe the remaster has more people playing through it, so naturally more vagrants spawn. Because their spawn rate is tied to player activity, right? Every time a player fails to retrieve their bloodstain, that bloodstain turns into a vagrant, basically. Joshua has run into Chul in the past 2 weeks in the parish and one in Anor Londo. Yeah, I've got a few... Another Baldur Shieldman, no way. I've gotten a few of them in Anor Londo as well. Mostly in very populated areas is where you tend to run into them. Let's read the item description on some of this stuff we found. So Baldur, this should give us some info about another kingdom, which neighbors Drangleic. Shields of the Knights of the Ancient Kingdom of Baldur, tweaked for improved stability. Baldur was the home of Night King Rendal, but the kingdom was reduced to ruins after a widespread outbreak of undead. So yeah, yet another kingdom which came to Drangleic in hopes of finding a way to reverse the curse, right? Which is why we have Baldur Knights here in the parish and later on in Sen's Fortress as well. Get buried. And this is the basement key. Let's read that. Opens the narrow passage leading below at the far face of the Great Bridge in the Undead Burg. The lower Undead Burg is a treacherous place. Do not turn your back on the wily thieves or the wild dogs who serve the Capra demon. Ominous. I'm sure we'll be okay. So let's open this. This is why I was afraid of fighting the vagrants right then and there, actually, because not only I hadn't sat at the bonfire, I hadn't opened this shortcut either, so I'd have to like play through the entire level again if I had died there. Thankfully, everything worked out in the end. So I would like to get that soul over there. But the mage is gonna shoot me in the back, and I don't like that. There he goes. With his profaned magics. Oh, there's a Firekeeper soul, interesting. So let's read that now. Boosts power of Estus Flask. Each Firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire, and a draw for the humanity which is offered to her. Her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity, and can boost the power of precious Estus Flasks. It can be used to gain humanity and restore HP at the cost of losing the Firekeeper soul to reinforce the Estus Flasks, aka only do that in New Game Plus when you no longer need to upgrade your flask. Then it's an easy way of getting like 10 humanity each, I believe. I had no idea that they're just bloodstains that were abandoned. Naturally, that's a perfect reason to have in more recent Souls games. Yeah, there you go, man. Evil Vagrants, if I recall correctly, are, like I said, bloodstains which were not collected. And good Vagrants are items which are dropped on the ground and abandoned by the player as well. Which is kind of weird, right? Why would you just drop stuff on the ground? But yeah. I have encountered evil Vagrants much more often than good Vagrants. And we've just read the description of the Firekeeper soul. This links back to Dark Souls 3, which I've played recently, and in that game you do meet a character who is training to become a Firekeeper. And she can actually become one if you help her through her quest. I forgot her name though. I've only played through that game once. I haven't memorized all the characters yet. And one thing which immediately drew my attention when I played through that quest line for the first time was she mentions how the little creatures come from the dark and bite at her, right? Exactly, gnawing. No, gnawing. Sorry, man. I'm trying my best here, man. My English is usually better than this, I promise. Irina, exactly. Irina of Karim, I believe. That's where she's from, you know? And she mentions how the little creatures bite at her or gnaw at her, you know? Which makes sense. These are the little black sprites of humanity which are biting at her as she's trying to become a firekeeper, you know? We have this little reference right here. Must be quite difficult to be a firekeeper, let me tell you. So we have 20 points in faith. I would like maybe a second attunement slot. There you go. No, you're good, I was just pointing out the word gnawing. Gets used again in Dark Souls 3, exactly, man. Ah, yes, there is a hex with that name, right? Ah, interesting. I wonder if there is a link there. It is one of the hexes which come from the Way of White, I believe. It's like a corruption of a miracle from the Way of White, right? The evangelists we fight in Dark Souls 3 use that miracle, so maybe there is a relation there. Interesting. Never realized that. Lore, everyone. We are loring right now. That's what you came here to hear, right? And here we have the man himself, the man, the legend, hammering away. Andre of Astora, yet another character from Astora actually. There's a lot of them around. What's up, man?
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
If you require smithing, speak to him, guys. He will get you started out. Learn gesture. Hooray! Hell yeah, the manliest gesture in the game. And we can also purchase items and upgrade our stuff, which we are going to do, definitely. Longsword, yes please. Give me damage. I want damage. We are going to need it. I kinda used my souls already, so can't do much. Yeah, there's a couple of them. I think one of them is Dorothy's, or Dorothy's gnawing. Yeah, that's... Dorothy, as I understand, was a particularly crazy evangelist from the Way of White, and her own version of gnawing is unique. It's like stronger than the usual ones, right? I think you find her in Irithyll, if I recall correctly. And you can backstab her quite easily because she's just crying and distracted. But yeah. What else does Andre say, I wonder?
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
Andre and his love for weapons, all the way in Dark Souls 3, and he still says the same thing, right?
There are two types of weapon forging. There's reinforcement and there's ascension. Reinforcement is simple. It strengthens the weapon and nothing more. A simple task for any blacksmith. Hell, you could even do it yourself with a smith box. But ascension's a finer art. It alters a weapon's properties.
Indeed.
Ascension is the territory of we blacksmiths. A smith box just won't do the trick. Start out with reinforcement. When that loses its charm, you can consider ascension. As you've noticed, this land is flush with the mad and wicked. You won't make it through the night without employing my services.
I love how games tell you about mechanics without going out of character, you know? This is how most games should do it, I believe. Instead of going, hey player, you can reinforce weapons by bringing me items. He is like, hey, you won't make it through the night without employing my services, like... This gameplay mechanic is important, don't neglect it. It's basically what the game is saying, right? But in character, finding a way in character to say it is important. Let's talk to him one more time, then we're gonna move on.
You can forge armor just like you do weapons.
This land is flesh with the mad and wicked. It is indeed, man.
Whether you forge weapons or armor first, well,
Weapons first, absolutely. Weapons.
nobody wants to see you go hollow. So whatever you do, you'd better do it well.
Weapons first. It's better to kill the enemy faster. The enemy can't damage you if there is no enemy to damage you. That's my philosophy. And I like to play with tanky characters, and I still think like that. There is nothing to tank against if there are no enemies, you know?
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go.
Or rather, there is no reason to tank if there are no enemies, sorry. I can't English right now, I'm sorry. Amazing chest ahead indeed. Alright. We also have this guy down here, which we are absolutely not going to mess with right now. Just wait until I get Lightning Spear, man. I'm gonna be back for you. I promise that. But yeah, this is Andre. He's a blacksmith. And another gameplay mechanic which was understandably simplified was weapon upgrades and ascensions, right? Because even as a die-hard Dark Souls 1 fan, I gotta say, weapon upgrades are weird. The way you have to upgrade your weapon to a specific tier and then it becomes eligible to be ascended through a specific path, and then you have to upgrade it to different tiers to have it be eligible for different paths of upgrade is convoluted, and it was understandably changed, I believe. Huh, we have this huge castle here. And the gates are closed. I wonder what this is. Can't even interact with this. And this man right here, this man in a peculiar suit of armor.
Oh.
Oh.
I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
One of the things which immediately dawned upon me when I played Dark Souls 3, and the reason why I mention that game so often is because I finished my first playthrough of DS3 about a month ago, right? Was how Siegwart is a direct opposite of Siegmeyer. Siegmeyer sits and waits. Every time he runs into a problem, he waits for the problem to sort itself out, right? Siegwart in DS3 constantly says, I've got to use my head and think. So he's not just waiting for the problem to solve itself, he's actively trying to solve the problem. Which is interesting, to say the least. It's an interesting thing I picked up on. Both have a bit of a tragic story though, unfortunately.
Still closed. Still closed.
Still closed indeed, my friend. It's not gonna open itself.
Still closed. Still
Yeah,
closed.
repeated dialogue, so we are done here. Sir Onion himself, the legend himself. So let's hop back to Firelink Shrine now and upgrade our Estus Flask. Also check if the NPCs have any new dialogue for us. still miss Solaire though, man. I miss having a friendly NPC, you know? The ones we got in DS2 and 3 never quite scratched the same itch, I believe, as Solaire did. We do have Lucatil and Benhart in 2, but it's more like they are both losing their minds and just so happen to be going through the same journey, you know? Andre is our resident buff boy. Absolutely, he just wants to help us get through the early game a little bit easier, you know? And also drop some useful hints as well. He's the one who tells us about how... what are they called again? Divine weapons can be useful in the catacombs. But yeah, like I was saying, no Solaire in DS2 or 3, quite sad. And this is the lift, I wonder... This is a lift actually, I wonder where it will take us. As a new player, just imagine taking this lift down for the first time. Low on health, no Estus, huffing and puffing, and then... bam. You are back at Firelink Shrine. Imagine the feeling, guys. Amazing level design. Is all I'm gonna say, alright? Amazing level design. But alright, we are back. Where's the music, though? Where's my soothing... Ah, there it is. Thank you, game. Game was actually listening to me. Do we have soul items? Because I want to buy a miracle. We do have some. Let's be careful not to use the Firekeeper soul. I believe if you try to use the Firekeeper soul, the game actually gives you one extra message going, are you sure you want to use this? Like, are you doubly sure, man? Because you are not supposed to do that. You're not gonna use it though.
Hello?
Hello.
I will teach you miracles. A promise is a promise after all.
Can we buy Hio? We cannot. That's 4k souls. Okay. That's quite expensive, man. I don't think we have enough souls for that, even in our inventory.
Come again.
Yeah.
The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Let's talk to him more, actually. Let's see what else we get. I am going to pay for extra dialogue, by the way. I know it's not so efficient, but we are going for lore in this playthrough, so...
Oh, miracles, I presume?
Yeah, miracles. And also information.
An undead mission?
Yes.
Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
Yeah, so we are not getting Hio anytime soon. One hint though, if you are going to use this, use it when you don't actually have a lot of souls on you, because the amount of soul he asks from you scales to how many souls you're carrying. So I actually made a mistake here. I shouldn't have popped those items, those soul items, before doing this, but you know, it is what it is.
Very well. I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Interesting.
Very well.
Okay, let's repeat it again. So again, that's how the Way of White ends. In other words, Gwyn and the other lords, basically the gods, are fooling humanity, right? They keep telling you that, hey, you should totally kindle bonfires, it's going to give you power, and also conveniently, to get rid of the curse, you have to burn your humanity away at a bonfire. That's literally just humans throwing away their nature, their inner darkness, which is a natural thing to them, right? All Fate adherents are scammers, exactly. Patches was right all along, never trust a cleric. You can trust this cleric here though, this knight right here, he's a decent guy. Mostly because he too was betrayed by the faith. He was thrown into the undead asylum for being undead, so he doesn't like clerics either, you know? But yeah, Alicia is especially scammy, isn't she? That's no man, that's an onion. An onion in human form, damn right, man. He can't go into the super cool fortress. If only he knew what's inside that fortress, though. He wouldn't be so excited to get in there. Does this guy have any new dialogue, I wonder?
Don't you ever think to forge your weapons?
I do, sometimes.
Better find a smith box soon. Unless you enjoy swinging about with blunt instruments.
Again, just another useful hint for new players, right? You have played through most of the Undead Burg by now. Mostly. Basically everything of it, right? So your items might be going down in durability. So the game is just reminding you, hey, item durability, it's a thing. You gotta fix it. Fix your stuff, man.
How did that silly sorcerer's apprentice end up?
Who?
You know, the one always prattling on about Master Logan. He left for the Undead Burg, but never came back. Serves him right. If even old Big Hat can't make it out there, what chance does he have? I hope he enjoys his new life as a hollow.
Big Hat Logan. I wonder why they call him that. Guess we'll never know. So yeah, this guy also makes mentions of NPCs who were implied to have been around here in Firelink Shrine but went missing. And we might just run into them later on. We never explored down here, did we? So let's check this. Who is here? There's a lady here. No response, she cannot speak. Hey lady. She cannot speak, okay. Can you reinforce my Estus Flask? Thank you. Alright. Now we have an Estus Flask +1. Do we have any soul items? We have a Soul of a Lost Undead, which is not going to be enough, I'm afraid. So here's what we're going to do then. I still feel that tickle watching the elevator. Yeah, never gets old. Absolutely, man, yeah. Dark Souls 1 is the only game which evokes this feeling for me too. There is a sense of wonder in the S2 and 3, but the sense of coziness is unmatched. I suppose Majula in Dark Souls 2 gets very close. Dark Souls 3 though is bottom of the tier list because the Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls 3 is just kinda sad, I think. And I think it's meant to be like that, it's by design, right? The world is literally ending by Dark Souls 3. The cycle has been restarted so many times now, yeah? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna drop my summon sign right here. Hopefully someone is going to summon me. And let's try and explore this area. Get some items before we fight the boss. We're gonna parry, huh? Or so you think. Ha! I missed. That didn't work. Ow! Could you not? Oh, that's... yeah. Second death of the playthrough, not counting the one as a phantom earlier. I got parried. Such is the fate of vanguards, as a certain Onion Knight would say. That was meant to be a jump attack, by the way, but that's the risk you take when you go with these strange motion inputs of Dark Souls. Cool armor, man. Cool swords, too. This guy gets it. This guy right here. Alright. Let's try that again. Let's give it another try. Round 2. Those Balder parries hit hard, yeah. Also, their shields have crazy block frames because, I mean, these guys also reflect me, so... I was gonna say that other enemies don't reflect as much, but they do. Excuse me. Another Hollow Soldier shield, man. Not a great shield. I won't be using it. So let's try this again. I want to help someone, one player. I just need to help one. What's dangerous about them is the fact that they get block frames as they are attacking. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of doing riposts on stairs because you can glitch the game by doing that. There. How does that feel, huh? And I also got a Titanite shard, that's nice. Oh, I would like... Yeah, I forgot about that guy, didn't I? I have a crossbow. And I have bolts. Can I do anything with this? I believe I can. Get shot. Oh, that's not a lot of damage. Kinda wanna shoot that guy. Yeah, no. No. I'm gonna do some damage to this guy before I rush in. I don't think I'll be able to kill him with just the crossbow. That's cheesy, yeah, I know, but... I like shooting things, okay? Okay, I might be able to kill him with just the crossbow. Yeah, there we go. He did buff the hollow guys, so I should be careful. These guys hit like a truck while they are buffed. Oh, there we go. Double kill. Thankfully they are quite aggressive, which is to their detriment. Oof, there we go, nice. Double stab. And another one. I believe that's all of them. Imagine if this guy dropped the Channeler's... Jesus Christ, man. Channeler's Trident. I cannot English right now, apparently. But yeah, no luck. Another soul, that's gonna be useful quite soon. And another rapier guy. Can you come to even ground so I can safely parry you? There we go. Not quite dead yet, apparently. There we go. Down this guy goes. I forgot to mention this, but I was speaking earlier about how we only see warriors and soldiers throughout the Undead Burg, but here in the church, like I said, we do find a lot of hollows which are clearly not soldiers. So I think these guys are meant to be civilians. They are basically just townspeople who were evacuated to the church as the city was being attacked. Excuse me, chat, I got a sneeze. Alright, hopefully I did mute my microphone. I tried to hit the hotkey as soon as I could. I am being summoned, yay! Alright. But yeah, environmental storytelling. These guys are civilians and the town was getting attacked, is what I'm trying to communicate. Oh, we have a co-op squad, let's go. Pilmato, a mage guy. And Razor BR, a fellow Brazilian. Backstab. The Channeler was most likely collecting test subjects for Sith. Because we do know these guys are spread throughout the game for the sole purpose of collecting promising test subjects for Sith Scaleless. And if you do leave Rhea of Tolerund here and save her from Petrus, eventually she gets kidnapped and ends up in the archives, in the Duke's archives. Okay, the mage guy should back up. I'm giving you space, my guy. Back up. Let me go ahead, because I am the knight. Okay. I am the knight, said freaking Batman. I am vengeance. Oh, next step? Alright. My man is using the reinforced club. Solid choice of weapon. Also, how does he have that armor? That's like late game stuff, isn't it? That's the Firekeeper set. But yeah, Joshua, that's what the channeler was doing there, I believe. And also, just enforcing the will of Gwyn, I imagine, through Sif the Scaleless. I suspected the channeler wasn't from these parts when he showed off those sick dance moves. Yeah, man, absolutely. Those hollows can't dance like that. They don't got the same moves, man. Not even close. Alright, so my man is talking to Lorethrough. Question is he gonna fight Lorethrough? No, not here. Why would he, right? He can just kick Lorethrough off the cliff at Firelink Shrine. Always funny when the host does decide to fight Lorethrough, because as a summon you can't fight NPCs, they are just ghosts from your perspective. So you just have to sit there and watch the host 1v1 the NPC. Alright. Let's do this, chat. Our very first co-op session. Is he gonna summon Solaire too, I wonder? It would be interesting if he did, because I would get a Sunlight medal for fighting alongside Solaire. He would have to use the Dried Finger, I believe, because he already has 2 summons, right? I don't think he did. He walked right past the summon sign. That's alright. Let's do this. My man just pulled out the falchion now. Bro has all the overpowered weapons. Reinforced club, falchion. So our first fight against the gargoyles, excuse me, isn't even in our game. Which is fair by me, man. I love co-op. Awesome cutscene too, by the way. Alright, let's do this. Let's rumble. The other Phantom is going for the tail. Let's try to help. Hit the tail. Give me this tail. Oof. Oh, I can't hit it. There we go. Tail's off. Stab. And this one is down. Fire. Not good. That guy got destroyed. Ooh, nice damage. And there we go. Pray, because I can't quite praise the sun yet. If only we got Trident, I would demand we spin it over enemies with each boss defeated. That would be cool, man. If you get the Trident on your first try, I feel like that's an obligatory thing to do, you know? You gotta dance every time you fight someone. Why am I not human? What? Aren't we supposed to regain human form? Ah, no, we get humanity, but we don't get human automatically, right? Though we do get a humanity, so we can turn human if we want to. I think that's how it works. My mind is still in Dark Souls 2 and 3, where you regain your humanity or your ember when you help someone in co-op. If we do get the Trident, I promise to do that. I promise to dance to celebrate each victory. Humanity. Have we gotten any items we should be reading, I wonder? I don't think we have. Nothing interesting from a lore perspective right now. We do have plenty of weapons, which I will be using, by the way. I like having a small arsenal of weapons, you know. And they will be mostly knightly weapons, so you guys can expect maces, swords, great swords, and spears and halberds. This kind of stuff. Seafless Goonies, collecting goodies to experiment on. Yep. Exactly.
Human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
I mean, it would be the right thing to do, right, chat? We were also stuck in a cell not too long ago and someone helped us out. What's the worst that can happen? Let's help him out. I'm sure nothing bad will come of it.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lorethrough of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
A reward?
Yes, very sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time.
Sure thing, man.
I am free. Now, I can get back to work.
Yeah, nothing bad will come of it, right? I'm sure he's a nice guy. A nice fella. That laugh. Surely no villain would laugh like that. So we have 7k souls to our name. And we are going to use them. Damn right we are. I'm gonna run back to the Sunlight Altar real quick. Love Lautrec's menacing voice. Yep. Lautrec's voice is top tier 100%, absolutely, man. His voice actor knocked it out of the park. Reminds me that there is a Lautrec impersonator who usually comments on Dark Souls content on YouTube. Usually on Saint Riot's videos, which is one of my favorite Souls creators, by the way. Sorry, content creators. Souls content creators is what I meant to say. If only I could speak proper English. But oh well. Reminded me of that guy. Sir, could you like attack me or something? I'm trying to walk past you. Thank you. Right. And there we go. Also, how interesting how in Dark Souls 3 turns out Karim is inspired by real-life Wallachia. Because the Earl of Karim, named Arstor, is known as Arstor the Impaler. Much like Dracula the Impaler in real life. So, we got a Dracula-inspired character before Elden Ring's DLC. Except he was only mentioned by name in Dark Souls 3. But still, quite interesting. Makes me want to play a Dracula character in Dark Souls 3, you know? And also, it lets us know that Karim is not quite a kingdom. If they have an Earl, Jesus Christ, man. A count, I'm gonna say count. If they have a count, then they are a countdom, you know? A county, I should say, not a kingdom. This guy is shooting us. Yeah, check out the Arstor's Spear item description in Dark Souls 3. It's one of the first boss weapons you can craft. You can craft it with the Cursed Root, or rather Cursed Great Wood. I don't remember the boss's name. The weird tree with arms and other appendages, you know, that you fight in the early game. With that boss's soul, you can craft the spear, Arstor's Spear, which is not a great weapon, unfortunately. If you want to play a Dracula character, you're gonna have to suffer through that weapon's low damage and low reach. So, like I said, we have aided one player to defeat a boss in their game. which has lowered the requirement to join the Warriors of Sunlight by 5, which allows us to interact with the Altar of Sunlight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are grossly incandescent. Hell yeah. Praise the sun. Where is it? Give it. Give it to me. Praise the sun, everyone. There we go. Awesome. It's absolute cinema. And of course, obligatory lore mention here. That's the Nameless King. Right? This statue right here, that's the Nameless King. Now we know, and we can see it very clearly, that it's the Nameless King. Back then, in Dark Souls 1, or rather, when Dark Souls 1 was young, we thought it was Ornstein, we thought it was Solaire, but no, it was the Nameless King all along. He has the same cuffs around his wrists, the same clothing, the same spear. That's him. Now we know. It all links back together. And I love it. So, what should we do now? You saved him and his first words are that he will Vimo you for saving him later before disappearing with a menacing laugh. What a stand-up guy. Yep, not suspicious at all. Also, he does rewards us with a sunlight medal. And we do find Lautrec's summoning sign in the same areas where we find Solaire's summoning sign, which to me implies he summoned Solaire to help him, and just like throws the sunlight medal away, you know, like, what is this, man? This is rubbish. Like, it has no value to him, you know. Also, the idea of super charming and optimistic Solaire fighting alongside brooding, moody Lautrec just puts a smile on my face, you know. I want to see that. I want to see this turned into a TV series. Not by Netflix though, that would suck. That would be terrible. So here's what we're going to do. One final stop at Firelink Shrine. Just to get another miracle. We do have the souls for it. This is a very good early game strat, by the way. Get 20 points in Faith and get yourself 2 slots, get a healing miracle and get Lightning Spear, and you are basically set for early to mid game.
Oh, hello. Miracles, I presume?
Solaire and Lautrec as buddies. Buddy cop move. Oh, that would be awesome, man. Good cop and bad cop. Quite there. The lore writes itself, you know. What is Hollywood waiting for?
The effectiveness of the teacher.
It's basically writing itself. Excuse me, chat, got his knees again. Alright, there we go. Did I unmute? I hope I did. Yeah, it's unmuted. So back we are. Back at it we go. Let's level up a little bit more and then we'll be off. What soul level are we, by the way? We are currently at soul level 22. I think I might hold off on leveling, actually. Yeah, I might, because I do want to engage in some early level co-op with this character to get some more medals as soon as I can. So we're gonna use these souls in weapon upgrades instead. But we do have Lightning Spear and Heal, and we also have a Miracle now. Sorry, a Talisman is what I meant to say. So we can cast lightning. Look at this. Oh, and I almost hit Petrus. No, I didn't. I should probably read the item description in those, because those are quite interesting. So, Heal. Elementary miracle cast by clerics. Restores HP. To cast a miracle, the caster learns a tale of the gods and says a prayer to be blessed by its revelations. Heal is the shortest of such miraculous tales. I've always liked the idea that to cast magic you have to tell a story. It's quite interesting, you know. Magic or sorcery relies on intelligence. It relies on you being smart enough, I guess, to shape the power of souls into projectiles, into magic. Miracle relies on faith. You have to have faith in ancient tales of heroes and gods, you know? Quite an interesting idea. And also how shorter variations of the same tale can lead into different miracles, different casts of the same miracle. Duskbloods might let you go full dusk till dawn mode and become the soul's vampire you always wanted to be. So this is basically New Game Plus the moment we start the game after learning the gesture, right? Yeah, exactly. The moment you get New Game Plus, you are... Sorry, the moment you get Praise the Sun, you are invincible. No one can touch you anymore. Speaking of which, we also got Lightning Spear. Miracle passed down to those bound by the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant. Her Lightning Spear. Lightning Spears inflict rare lightning damage and are very effective against magic, fire, and most of all, dragons. So this is a dragon-slaying miracle right here. And I love it. And it absolutely tears through early game bosses. It melts them. And we are going to do it, and it's going to be amazing. I have good memories of playing my early level Sunbro character, sorry, low level Sunbro character, and helping new players, actual new players, you know, players who were clearly learning how to play through the level. And it was really fun, man, super fun. I like being a support character, what can I say? Yeah, not this time, man. Oh, he got me. Come on, man. Do I have to parry you again? Okay, do it. Oh. There we go. Good opportunity to pause to... Damn it, to cast healing. Alright. If I turned human, I could summon Solaire to help me. Should I, chat? Should I summon Solaire? What do you guys think? It's not like the gargoyles are a difficult boss, right? So what do you guys say? Solaire or no Solaire? I meant to show Lorethrough at Firelink Shrine, but in case you guys didn't know, if you talk to Lorethrough now before fighting the gargoyles, you can actually summon Lorethrough to help you against the gargoyles as well. But I completely forgot to do that. Alright, so I will try not to summon too much for this playthrough, but if you guys want me to summon Solaire, I wouldn't mind. I think my chat might be quite slow though, so... Which it shouldn't be, because I programmed the stream to not be. To not have too much latency. Sorry chat, I don't know if you guys have replied already or not, but... I'm gonna fight the gargoyles now. If you guys asked me to summon Solaire and I didn't, I apologize. You don't want K-pop Demon Hunter Soulsborne crossover where Solaire and Lorethrough do a sick? What? You've got to be human first, right? Yeah, but I would turn human if I summoned Solaire. I could just go back to the bonfire and become human. They try to become human. Sick musical number about praising the sun. Man, that would be something, let me tell you. And it wouldn't be the craziest thing I've seen this year, so... After K-pop warriors, you know, nothing surprises me anymore, man. Well, let's fight the gargoyles. It's not like it's gonna be difficult anyway. We are going to absolutely melt it with our lightning spears. If I do die, which is unlikely, I will open humanity and summon Solaire. How about that? So let's do it. Let's do this. Cutscene. Yeah, my string is not that delayed now that I look at it. Like about 10 seconds in delay, I would say. For me, anyway. Awesome cutscene again. Wonder if I should go strike damage actually, because the gargoyle is quite resilient. It is made of bronze, after all. I meant to dodge that. Not a good start. Give me the tail. Ow. Tail. Stand still. Dude, okay. Damn it, I'm trying to dodge. I'm mistiming it. Chug. Okay, now I dodged it. I can't hit the tail though. Let me have it. I want the axe. That's not the tail though, that's like its leg. Over here, man. Ah, damn it. That's not the tail either. Okay, I thought I died. I might summon Solaire just so I can cut its tail more easily, honestly. Let's see how this goes. Stand still, damn it. Maybe I have to block. Okay. Almost got it. Okay, I've never struggled this much against the gargoyles before. Damn it. Okay, do not knock me down. I almost had it. I've never listened to this part of the song before. Why did I kick? And now there's two of them. Amazing. And I'm dead. Right, so chat, someone actually just knocked on my door, if you wouldn't believe it. I'm gonna not cut it, but I'm gonna go for another short break, and then we're gonna try that again, alright? I will be right back, chat. BRB. Alright, we are back again. Sorry for the interruption, chat. There was no one at my door, but I could swear I heard someone knocking, and that was creepy. Or maybe there was someone and I just took too long to attend to it, but here we are. Welcome back, everyone. Let me once again hit the appropriate key. There we go. We are back into the game. And we just got absolutely destroyed by the gargoyles. I was not expecting that to happen. I am questioning my own sanity right now. But let's take this opportunity to go human, to Detroit become human. So let's do that. Don't mention it, Joshua, but we are still going, man. I've gotta kill those gargoyles now. It's a matter of pride, you know? I've gotta do it. So we are human, which is nice. And that's it, really. There's no other preparation required, I believe. Let's get in there and let's do this. Alright, final check and let's do this. So I am summoning Solar, if only to keep the gargoyle still so that I can cut its tail, because man, I don't remember it being that difficult. I guess I usually do it in co-op, so it tends to be easier. If only you could parry the gargoyle. So let's go straight upstairs. I have 10 Estus now. I could just kill the gargoyle, but I was trying to cut its tail off, right? Okay, sir. Please stop. Ah, damn it, this guy. Come on then. There we go. Blind parry, because you guys are annoying. You're annoying, my guy. My dear sir. Let's try that again. I have to deal with these guys again. Do not hit me. I said do not hit me. Oh, there. Ah, here we go. That's what I was afraid of. That is to be expected, right? Okay, could you not? There's another one. Where is he? Oh, look at that guy. Hey. Are we gonna be a gentleman about this? I don't think so. Looking at your armor, it makes me think you are not going to be a gentleman, but sure, let's do this. Let us fight. Let us duel, sir. Yeah, that boys though. Oof, partial parry. Good? Oh, not good. Good connection though. Like good. Oh my goodness, okay. That wasn't good. Now there's a bunch of knights running after me. Oh, he is being a gentleman. Okay, let's deal with these guys. Alright, quite an honorable invader we have here. Not sure I can pull this off, man, honestly. If I do die to these guys, I apologize. What? Ah, damn it. Yeah, dead. Completely surrounded by 3 boulder knights. That's gonna be tough. I should have retreated, I guess, to a narrow corridor or something. That was on me. And there goes my souls as well, that were inside the arena. But oh well. I can always just farm for more. So let's try that again. And I might just run past these guys, actually. Because there's really no reason for me to fight them. Yeah, it's cool when an invader has some honor, which they don't have to, honestly. There's a lot of debate about this, right? About being nice and It's a PvP aspect of the game, you don't really have to have honor. But the thing is, I have invaded before, and killing a player who is just fighting through the level and he's clearly distracted fighting the enemies, so you just run in there and backstab them. It's not really fun, you know. If I invade, I wanna fight, I wanna exchange blows with my opponent, not just kill fish in a barrel. There's a guy right here. Should we summon? Nostro da Stora. Quite an interesting name you have there, sir. Why not? Why not? Let's do this. We are summoning anyway, so might as well make it a party. So I'm not some of my honor kind of guy, but it's really just a matter of having fun, you know. Where's the fun in killing fish in a barrel? Greetings, sir. You are most welcome. And let us proceed. Ah, fail. Do it again. Fail. Okay, okay. This is dumb. Oh, the damage though. Nice damage. Yeah, he's got the Drake sword, so that explains it. He was stacking a lot of armor though, like that was the giant set and the Crown of Dusk. I was afraid of seeing some magic popping out of nowhere, you know. Alright. Gonna pop a heal real quick. You good there, man? He's good. He's alright. Yeah, let's do this. I am summoning Solaire just to get myself a medal, because I would like to get Great Lightning Spear eventually, and we need 10 Sunlight medals for that. Solaire summons are basically a free medal, if you manage to help Solaire survive until the end of the fight, you know? Yeah, let's do this. Are you watching the stream, sir? Do a gesture if you are. Let's see. Maybe not, maybe not. Alright, that's okay. Let's do this. Hello? Yeah, chambered inputs. Not a fan of that. Cut the tail! Do it! Get its tail. I got it! Yeah! What is that attack? I've never seen that before. Ooh, the damage. Let's get the other one. The damage. Ouch. And there we go. Thank you for your assistance, fellow undead. And there we go. Twin Humanities and a Sunlight Medal. And also a Gargoyle Helm. Which actually looks kinda cool. Look at this. Helm of the Gargoyle, an enchanted creature that guarded the Bell of Awakening in the belfry of the Undead Church. This bronze helm was for mere appearance's sake, as gargoyle skin is naturally hard. Little in the way of defense can be expected from it. It's actually a pretty decent early game helm, so... See, it has more defense than the Chain Helm, or the Night Helm for that matter. If it compares to a professionally made, you know, helm, I think it's a decent helm. But yeah, that was the Gargoyles, chat. Comfort ahead, indeed. Yeah, Lightning Spear early on is kinda ridiculous. I like using it against the Moonlight Butterfly, it absolutely destroys it. Let's go up. One more set of ladders. I was gonna say stairs, but these are ladders, Jeff, not stairs. Speak proper English. There we go. Alright. I did it. Okay, I'm gonna rate this one. No, no, no. Not what I meant to do. Use item, rate message. There we go. I did it. We did it, friend. And let's pull the lever. Awesome cutscene, by the way. But they are all awesome in this game. And there we go. The first Bell of Awakening has been rung. Now down we go. Only one more to go. And then we'll see what this prophecy is all about. Man, it's been fun. It's been a while since I've played DS1 from the beginning, you know? It's been a lot of fun. How you can see Sense Fortress from there, absolutely, man. Like, the level placement is on point. And you can actually see the Bell of Awakening from the Undead Church, you know, this one from Sense Fortress when you are there, you know? When you are at Sense Fortress, I mean. And it feels quite close, you know? Let's talk to this guy. He's asserting dominance right now for some reason, T-posing in front of us.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I am Oswald of Karim, the partner. Thou appearest to lack faith, yet magnanimous are the gods. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
All sin is my domain. And now we get another, maybe the second or third best gesture in the game. Well, what is it? What rings you got? What can I say? Legends never die. Legends never die, chat. Bloodbite ring. One of the infamous bite rings commissioned by Sir Arstor of Karim. Oh, so here it is. Here he is, man. Interesting. So here he is a knight. He is Sir Arstor. So he became a duke or a count later on? Because in DS3 he is referred to as Arstor, sorry. I didn't actually remember that. Interesting. So things happened between DS1 and 3. This guy ascended from a knight to the position of a duke, or Interesting. Despite the dreadful rumors surrounding its creation, this ring is an unmistakable asset in its ability to help prevent bleeding. And the same goes for the poison bite ring. Same description. And he also sells Velka's talisman, medium for casting miracles of the gods. This black tuft of hair that serves as a talisman belongs to Velka, goddess of sin. It casts miracles not by drawing upon faith, but intelligence. Quite an interesting build possibility here. I've never gotten around to playing with this, but having just enough faith to equip a few strong miracles, you know, something like Wrath of the Gods or Great Lightning Spear, and then going intelligence and combining it with some spells, would make for an interesting playstyle, I think. Not for this playthrough, unfortunately. Karmic Justice, Miracle of the Black-Haired Witch Velka. So here she is referred to as a witch, not as a goddess, which is interesting. Temporary auto-counter versus heavy damage. For each sin there is a punishment, and it is the task of the goddess Velka to define the sin and mete out the punishment. Interesting too. Also very interesting miracle. To just counter-gank people, because if they are stun-locking you, you can just, bam, explode them. I think it triggers if you just block the hits too, I believe. Which can be quite interesting. They also have purging stones to sell. Ash-colored stone encasing a skull. Secret treasure of Arstor, the Earl of Karim. Okay, so here he is an Earl, not a knight. So I suspect some translation shenanigans are happening here. This does happen quite often. In the same way that Velka is sometimes a witch and sometimes a goddess, Arstor might be sometimes a knight and sometimes an earl. Reduces curse build-up and breaks curse. Humans are helpless against curses and can only redirect their influence. The Purging Stone does not dispel curses but receives them as a surrogate. The stone itself was once a person or some other being. That's quite dark, isn't it? Like this thing was a human or some other creature and you are passing your curse on to them, basically. But it's interesting how humans have a very OP way of getting rid of curses too, because there is a spell which sacrifices your humanity to remove curses. So this thing, which is normally unremovable, right? Once you are cursed, that's it. You can only pass it on to somebody else. You can't get rid of it. Humans can. They can just cast this spell which pulls out a piece of their own humanity and throws it away. And with that goes away the curse too, which is quite interesting. Indictment, which you are going to buy 1. Slip sold by Bishop of Velka, Goddess of Sin. If you are killed by an invader, use this to report the crime of the trespasser. To indict the indicted player will be added to a list of unfortunate souls who will one day face the wrath of the Blades of the Dark Moon. Quite interesting. And a Book of the Guilty as well, which we're not gonna buy right now. You have not sinned. Okay.
Stopping my one indulgence. How honorable of you.
Yeah, that was sarcastic. And yet another obligatory comparison to Dark Souls 3, or rather, how Dark Souls 3 continues the theme set in Dark Souls 1. Servants of Velka in this game are implied to be very skilled swordsmen. And you can actually see it on this guy. He has 2 rapier sheaths, or rather a rapier and a dagger sheath on him, because he does use the parry dagger, I believe. So they use rapiers, right? Which is usually associated with being very nimble, very agile. In Dark Souls 3, we have the Church of Londor, which is implied to be a continuation of the cult of Velka, right? There is some connection to Velka and Londor in Dark Souls 3. And the sisters who we meet in Dark Souls 3, they are also skilled swordsmen, except they use, well, at least one of them uses a katana, the Dark Drift katana. And Sister Fried, although she uses a scythe, it is said that before she opted to use a scythe, she was also a very skilled swordsman. So she might have used a rapier for all we know. So again, DS3 continues the theme established by Dark Souls 1. Very, very interesting. Unsolicited lore curiosity. I mean, I suppose if you are here, if you clicked on a stream which says Lorethrough, you were kinda expecting it, right? Something just died. Okay, interesting. Let me just have a quick look at chat. I think we might cut the stream short very soon, guys. We're gonna make it back to Firelink Shrine and then we're gonna end it for today. It's been quite the adventure though, let me tell you. Thank you to everybody who stuck around so far. But let's hop back to... Wait, what is this? A rapier, okay, interesting. This guy had dropped something. Let's make our way back to... I almost said Majula, but... Actually no, I'm gonna go back to the... to Andres bonfire, because I would like to upgrade my stuff. So let's do that instead. Like I said, use these souls to upgrade my weapons. No stamina, there we go. So let's hop back to the bonfire here. And we're gonna call it a day. Yeah, thanks man. Glad you guys enjoyed it. quite a relaxed playthrough if I say so myself, just slowly taking our time, you know, and talking about this game's lore. So let's go back to, I believe that's this shortcut right here, there we go. So yeah guys, thank you everybody for coming, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for Joshua, for PJ, thank you Duskborn, thank you Deficiency and Cindy and everybody else who stuck around. If you guys like Dark Souls or if you like lore related content, there is more like this on my channel. There is one lore theory on the channel already and I am making another one. Although it will take me quite a while to gather it. Sorry, to gather footage for it, because I do have to play through all 3 games to gather footage for that one. But it will be out eventually, and in the meantime I'm gonna be doing these series right here every Saturday, so hope to see you guys again next Saturday, next weekend. Alright guys, so once again thank you everybody and hope you guys have a good weekend. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya everyone.